Welcome to the classiest place on earth. Good fucking morning, everybody. I just got out of therapy and I'm feeling mushy. I hope you're doing well. Don't sag today. Don't be that. Don't be that today. I hope you're doing well. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Oh my God. Today's October 3rd. My dudes, hold on. I have a little baby hair that keeps this one. Traitor to the crown. Gotta go. Fuck you, boo. Keeps touching my fucking eyeball. Hold on. This is important. Autoplay. It's just my life. It's just my life. This is very important. It's October 3rd. If you haven't seen Mean Girls before, what the fuck have you done with your life? Welcome to the circus of value! Fuck, dude, that brings back memories. Good morning, you fantastic fucks. Good morning, little black dress, Mishy, myself, Crispy, Aquarion, Seahorse. Good morning. I hope you're doing well on this fabulous, good morning, Slipsis, on this most fabulous of Tuesdays. Hold on, my music stopped. Where did it go? Because of course I had to listen to a fucking a Mean Girls quote. You want to touch my eyeball? Okay, wait, but why? Can I ask? Is it the makeup? I don't think anyone has ever said out loud to me, I want to touch your eyeball. I'm into it though. I mean, I poke my eyeball all the time. They're pretty hardy considering the amount of shit I shove in my eyes regularly. So, you can touch my eyeball if you want to. I asked Zach last night, I was like, I gotta think of like a makeup look I can do before stream during therapy, not something that's gonna take 20 hours. And he said, do a pumpkin. And I was like, I fucking hate pumpkins, but here we are. It is, to see if it's smooth. I mean, I bet they're smooth. Thank you, Mishy. I liked that picture a lot. It looked very manic. I tried. Eyeliner is so hard on my face. If you have hooded eyelids, I'm sure you can identify. Or I don't know. When you say hooded, people are like, no, that's people of Asian descent. Like hooded, whatever, semi-hooded. When my eyes are open, you cannot see my eyelid. And that annoys me because when you want to do eyeliner, if you can see, you have to go out, but then you have to bring it up like that. Otherwise, when you open your eye, it looks like a question mark. It's great. I hate doing eyeliner, but I decided today was the day, apparently. Therapy incites strange things in me. Good morning, BDO. I hope you're doing well, love. Yeah, that Harlequin look actually turned out really fucking well. Like, I did not expect it to be as good as it was. I was really proud of it. I was really proud of it. Like 9 times out of 10. I mean, if you're an artist, you get it. But anytime you create something, you look at it afterwards and you're like, nah, burn it down. I usually go literally wash my face immediately after stream because I can't. I'm just like, whatever. It's a fail. And I actually like was looking at it and I'm like, oh, it's not bad. I did a pretty decent job. Good morning, Missile. How are you? I just finished pouring a few resin molds and can't do anything in my workshop till either Friday or Sunday. Or Saturday because of the resin molds. Dude, that sucks. I haven't poured resin in months because I don't have anywhere to do it. Do you have experience with the weird gay white flickery realm you enter when applying enough pressure to your eyes? I kind of love that. Is that like one of the things that I hate about makeup is you can't just rub your eyes. Those of you who don't wear makeup, like all day long, you touch your face and you rub your eyes and you scratch your eyes and you don't even think about it until you put something on and you are not allowed to touch your eyes anymore. That's the worst. Like sometimes I just want to be like, oh, and you cannot. BDO, why are you like this? Did you know it's impossible to stand the wrong way on stairs? That's like escalators just becoming stairs. They never break. They just become stairs. Good morning, Workster. Are you trying to impress Zeke particularly greatly? Am I? Am I impressive today? Hell yeah. Let's go with yes. As a follow-up to the whole, oh god, the legal THCA hemp thing, they busted a CB. Oh, no shit. They busted a CBD place in New Jersey that was selling legal THCA products. New Jersey has legal weed. What the fuck are they doing? Why? They have legal weed. I have to ruin CK's day as well. Your bones are wet. Your tongue rests against the roof of your mouth. You can't move the top of your top teeth. I can play this game all fucking day. Let's go. That, God damn it. I definitely have, I don't know how. I couldn't tell you how, but I definitely have found the wrong way to do stairs because I fall all the time. And now I'm manually breathing. I thought Jersey was like our socialist that's I'm saying, like, Eliza lives there. I know they have legal weed now. Why the fuck would you risk your shop by selling this? So, Beth brought it up last week. We were talking about how there's a lot of places in the US where weed isn't legal, but there's like CBD shops, quote unquote, or smoke shops who have found a hard quotes workaround, but it's not a workaround. It's still totally illegal. It's just that people, like, I didn't even realize that that weed is THCA. I don't know how else to say that. So they're not doing a workaround. Tom's River CBD store mom charged in illegal marijuana sales. Wait, is this guy's name Mom? Oh, no. A Tom's River man and his mother are facing charges. I was like, what the fuck? Dude, can we just... Like, I don't like to throw judgment, but if you were gonna put a lineup of people and tell me which one's fucking around... Yeah, they're working under a really shitty legal theory that THCA is now legal, which it is not because all weed is THCA. It changes when you burn it versus when it's growing versus et cetera, et cetera. It changes forms. It's not. Please be careful. I saw a spider in my bathroom that was, and no exaggeration, the size of an adult man's spread out hand. So, like, what kind of monsters live in England? I didn't think you guys had big bugs. What the fuck? That's not okay. I don't think we have spiders this big. I do not have a spider this big. That's bigger. If it's as big as a grown man's hand, you have a spider bigger than mine. I don't have a spider this big. What the fuck? I turned those down. Are they better now? Thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving an A to swing stage and go forth and be consensual in all the ways, and I fucking appreciate you. That is accurate. Yeah, you don't have big bugs. So what is this? You were pissing? Oh my god. They might have meant Trump's hand. And then we have Australia, where the small spiders can eat a small dog. I mean, they do that here. Have you guys ever seen? There was not a video, a photo that went like semi-viral for a bit, and it was a photo of a black widow spider eating a snake that got stuck in its web. Like, spiders don't got to be big to kill you, man. They're crazy. It reminds me of the articles going, global warming is causing insects to become bigger. 100%. I mean, that's why insects were big during like the dinosaur times, right? Because it was hot. Even piss would run away from that. Yeah, fuck that shit. My piss would have crawled back up in my body. And I love spiders. If you didn't have to piss before, when you see a large spider, then you definitely have to pee. Or it crawls back up inside you and you never pee again. Yeah, like dinosaur era bug, like, and that's why, warm states have bigger bugs, right? That's just kind of the general theory I thought. Whereas England, maybe because you guys are so hot, Lizzie, your spiders are going to grow monster size. Like, you guys have been hotter than ever these past couple years. Where was it? Was it on the floor or on the wall? I love that we're all mysteriously trying to figure out what monster is living in Lizzie's house. It was on the floor, dead center. Did you, like, Google, like, what big spiders live in? Because I didn't even think you guys had big spiders. Like, at all. We don't even have really big spiders in Colorado. Like, we have tarantulas, but they're, like, this big. What up, Taco? How are you, love? Monster spiders. I mean, it sounds like a wolf spider. You know, like a wolf spider, your general in-house, your house spider, but I have never seen one bigger than like this. Like the leg span, you know? Environmentally higher levels of oxygen in the breathable air is what made prehistoric bugs so big. Boom, thank you. I knew they were big during that time, but I wasn't sure why. There's typically no big spiders, but house spiders or even outside spiders have gotten bigger. I mean, that would make sense. I don't know why we would have more oxygen, but Lizzie, as someone who literally has over 50 tarantulas behind her, I would have not been okay in that moment. That's not an okay time. I love October! ClassyKatie, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving an Ace Swings for
64 fucking months. Holy shit. I appreciate you. Jesus Christ, that's a long time.
The spider was sitting there like, you're usually out of here by now. I was gonna clean up and like, good morning. 84. Oh my god, my eyes blurred. 84.
84! I connected the 6.
Holy shit. I love you, Kelsey. Thank you. That is, god damn it, a long fucking time. My god. People see those massive spiders and think they're in danger. I don't know. Are you a spider? Then the spider probably doesn't care about you. No spider cares about a human being unless they're in danger. 100%. Literally, my spiders care about me when I open their enclosure. Spiders, they do not give a fuck. Like, they have one brain cell, man. Like, spiders have a ganglion. One. That they don't have the ability to care. They are like feed, fuck, live creatures. People see those massive spiders. Yeah. The biggest I've seen is a quarter my palm. Me too. That's the same here. Honestly, like I've never seen a tarantula here. I've heard they're in Colorado, but they're like smaller little Texas browns. But the big ol' orb weavers we get, they only get like this big. Maybe. You know, I mean, it's still a chunky spider, but damn. Will we even have an Earth in 84 months? I mean, the Earth will be here. I don't know if we'll be here. Oh, Jade, boo, you don't have a charger? They're like cats, but like they can make a home out of their asshole, which is incredible. Like, I honestly get really disappointed in the vast majority of my other pets because they do not spin a home with their butthole. And I'm like, are you even a spider if you don't spin a home with your butthole? Come on, come on. What are you doing with your life? I really like when those ginormous centipedes showed up in a documentary. I hate those things. You're crazy. I'm an arachnophobe, so you could tell me every nice fact about a spider, even and my brain would and body would still self-destruct because phobias are stupid. That's me and syringes. Same. I still go get my boosters and I go get my flu shot and shit, but I pass out every time. Phobias are stupid. I'm packing a bowl. I got to pack a bowl. I cleaned my bong as best I could, though. Why does it look yellow? This is brand new water. My lighting, though. Let's put some weed in it. Good morning, Molly. How are you, love? I have not checked my butthole for the spider. I feel like you would know. It's at home. Boo. Spiders want to bite me. If they do, it's usually on accident. And with the potency of some spiders, you won't even have to worry about it. No. Spiders will never, like, no spider wants to bite a human. That's the weird thing. Like, yes, they have one ganglion, but they have enough sense to know that they don't have enough venom to take us out. The only time a tarantula or spider is going to bite you is if you accidentally, like, sit on one or roll over on one. Like, no spider, like, and I'm not saying this to alleviate phobias. I know I'm not alleviating any phobia with this, but for other people, like, if you ever see, like, spiders really, they're, you know what I'm saying? If a spider runs at you, it's because it's trying to climb you because you're a tree and it doesn't feel safe. Dude, centipedes scare me. And what's weird is millipedes do not. Millipedes, not in any way. Millipedes are so cute and cool. We have millipedes that live in our yard. I find them all the time. But centipedes, like those red-brown centipedes that move super fast and have teeth, no. No. Fuck no.
Satan has a very special pineapple for your asshole.
Fucking Robo Blake, thank you so much for subbing to the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving any swings for 43 fucking months. That's a long time, and I appreciate you. Jesus Christ. Lots of guys look like they have. Lots of Jews do look like they have spiders living in their buttholes. Facts on that one. Pretty sure that's the definition of irony for a nurse to be afraid of needles. I know. It's not even the needle. It's so specific, Missile. It's so weird. Like, I didn't even realize what was wrong with me until I went to school and took an abnormal psychology class, and I was like, oh my God, I have a phobia. But it's so specifically, it has to be a syringe needle, and it has to be injecting something into muscle. So, like this kind of, like the boosters, flu shots, anything like that. I straight up just tell the nurse beforehand, I'm like, just so you know, I'm gonna go, "Ugh." I can't help, I don't, it's so weird, but I can take blood, I can give blood, blood doesn't bother me. Like, that was my job, literally, doing something called an ABG, an arterial blood gas, where you stick a needle into someone's artery. Like, that was my job. None of that made me nervous at all. At all. But the moment someone had to me in the arm, it gives me like cold shakes. And it's phobias are actually kind of fascinating. You're not born with a phobia. A phobia has to be it forms, it's an irrational fear that forms from some event in your life that was so traumatic, it literally rewrote the way your brain reacts to that stimuli. Even though it didn't actually kill you, and, I asked my mom after taking this class, I was like, "Mom, okay, you know my thing with needles, like, what the fuck happened when I was a kid? Because no one's born afraid of needles." My mom's a nurse, my dad was a nurse, like, I am born and raised in medicine. There is no logical reason I should be afraid of needles by any fucking measure. And my mom told me that when I was 3 years old, I knew this event, but when I was 3 years old, I was, like, running through the woods with a neighbor kid or something, and I got my face stuck on some old rusty-ass barbed wire, like, this old half of a crumpled up fence that was in the woods. Like, we were just running through the woods, and my face just, like, on this barbed wire I didn't see, and it ripped my lip in half, and she took me to the ER to get stitches, but this was, like, in the '80s, and I guess they weren't as, liberal with painkillers. Heltar first sub, best sub.
Jesus Christ.
Every time one of you guys say I'm your first sub, I die a little inside. Like, I still can't believe that. Thank you so much for subbing to the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving an anus for so fucking long. Jesus Christ. Fuck that shit. Thank you. I appreciate you. Um, oh, so this was back in the '80s where I guess they didn't, like, put kids out to do stitches. They would just give you some local anesthetic and hope for the best. But they did not even give me local. Like, I was 3 and I remember some of it, which is super weird. All they did was put some iodine, like that brown shit on it. And then what my mom told me was it took 7 nurses to hold my body down while the doctor sewed my lip up without anything, any Novocaine, nothing. And I guess that freaked me out. And now needles are just, oh. But only shots. I don't know. That's all I can come up with because I've never had like, other than that. And before the horse thing, I was already afraid of needles. So, like, I know some people afraid of vomit. One of the people I go to Burning Man with, terrified of vomit. I love black widows. They're so cool. They're so pretty and dangerous. There was a decomposed spider in my mug I was washing earlier. Ew. I nearly threw up when I rinsed it because I was so aware of it sensorily without even touching it or looking at it. Nearly smashed the mug. My hands were so violent. I totally get that. I totally understand it. It sucks. It's similar to PTSD. I think the major difference is phobias usually form in childhood. They usually form from some sort of event that happened when you were a kid. I love October! Thank you so much for gifting a sub. Gifting a sub to Mr. Use a boat was the highest order. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways because nothing in this world is sexier than pure sober consent. And fucking thank you. I appreciate you. Good morning, Reasonable. It's incredible your face looks so put together. I think about that a lot, Lizzie. Like, not joking, but I was 12 when the horse thing happened. Like, every injury I've ever had, every major injury is my face. I go face first into life. Like, quite literally. I don't know why, but every major injury. So, like, that happened, and then the horse accident happened, and then, I'm not shitting you, 1 year after the horse accident, I was in PE, like, in school gym, and I was running and tripped on, like, the weird rubber floor. They didn't have nice wood gym floors. They had those weird, like, rubber floors, and my foot dragged on it, and I fell face first into a cement wall, and my braces went through my mouth. Like, I stood up from the wall, and everybody could see my braces, but my mouth was shut. It's incredible how well I heal. Like, I, by all rights, should have a very fucked up face. Especially the fact that, like, all these bones got shattered and I didn't grow up weird. Because that all happened, like, pre-puberty. So I think about that sometimes, like, this by all means could have grown in very strange after all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I think about that sometimes, like, I got real lucky. It would be great if we could talk about dissociative identity disorder at some point. It's so awesome how your brain can experience so much trauma to just be like, nah, that didn't happen to me. That was Becky. It's fascinating. You know what's really interesting, Seahorse? We have a couple people in our community who actually have DID. So if you ever wanted it, like, if I ever see those people, I'll shoot the question at them, and if they want to talk about it, because they could speak to it firsthand experience. October sucks! Thank you so much for giving me another song. Avarice, use the butt was the highest order. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways. Motherfucker. I appreciate you, Heltar, you generous hoe. Thank you. Oh, dude, Avarice. It's been a while since I've been here. Been a very busy last year. In a good way. Great successes, sad losses. But I'm happy I can get to catch stream again. Hope all is well. The joy has been taken.
Take your joy, motherfuckers.
I'm glad everything is going well, Honeybean. Life is full of those ups and downs, though, right? I think as a kid, I created the fantasy of like, I'll have good years and bad years. There's no such thing. It's just like this all the time. And you take advantage of the ups. That's all you can do, though. I can't do some concerts because I become aware of the number of people around me. And during concerts where people are moving and cons, I don't care. All because I had some guy grab my wallet in the early 2000s during the Kai State Fair. I totally get that. Kentucky? Yep. Totally get that. I was masturbated on a bus in Rome, and I don't ever want to go to Rome again. What up, Theory? How are you? Good morning. Confirmed lizard regeneration abilities. No shit. I had a dentist tell me one time I heal abnormally fast. I have scars. Like, I have one right here. That's the one scar left over, and there's a pin in it. But they're very pale. I scar well, I guess. Because really, I have fucked my face up many times. Badly. My nose, my mouth, my teeth. God. I've got a fear of open spaces, megalophobia. And the idea of being in that new Las Vegas dome thing with like a space theme or clouds thing makes me want to die. I have no idea what that is. I didn't know there was some new Vegas thing with the dome sky. Dude, Lizzie, when I was at Burning Man, I had this night where I was like, no one does drugs at Burning Man, right? Like, I definitely wasn't on drugs. And my safe, warm place when I'm tripping hard is my Jeep. Go in my Jeep, black out all the windows with blankets, and just like sit there with my phone or my iPad and just listen to music and be safe. And at one point, I think Zach was like, poke your head out the Jeep and look. Like, just poke your head out. And I like meerkatted, like opened the door and did the meerkat up above my Jeep and looked out. And I was like, absolutely not. I can't take this right now. The world just was too big. It was too big. Oh, works or no? Did I miss it? Oh, fuck. Hold on. Oh, blood taken. I had some blood taken this morning for a routine doctor checkup coming up. When the needle was put inside the inner part of my elbow, I didn't even really feel it at all. Wondering if Katie, if you know anything that could cause that part to be not painful at all. So you shouldn't really feel it. The only time that there's actual pain, that there should be, the only time that we expect pain when drawing blood is if we accidentally hit a valve. The type of blood that I draw, so if you're going in for your basic blood draw, you're getting venous blood drawn. So that's why they tie that thing around your arm and they look for a nice popped out vein and they poke in it and they take your venous blood. Venous blood meaning it's blood that's already been unoxygenated. It's done the full thing. It's going back to your heart, back to your lungs to get oxygenated. As a respiratory therapist or a respiratory nurse or whatever the fuck, we're called something different in every country. My job is belly button up, so my specialty is arterial blood. I'm very much concerned with the oxygenation of your blood and what it's doing and what your lungs are doing. So, unfortunately, when a respiratory therapist draws blood, it almost always hurts because instead of going into a vein in like that's really close to the surface of the skin, so essentially, as long as we don't hit a valve, these veins are so close to the surface of the skin, we're not going through a shit ton of nerves to get what we want. We're actually going very fucking shallow. And the needle slash, the little butterfly, those are so fucking sharp. Like, so sharp that they could split a hair in half. And the point of that, and the reason why we no longer reuse needles, we toss them immediately, is the sharper they are, the less painful it is to go into your skin. Because the pain actually comes from a dull needle tearing through the atoms of your skin, as opposed to just delicately separating the atoms of your skin. It is really weird to think about, like on a molecular level. But if it ever hurts when you get blood drawn, either from your hand or here, venous blood, they probably hit a valve. So, and we don't honestly, everybody's very different on the inside. So I can't look at your veins and guess where a valve is going to be. I can guess based on where average people's valves are, but I have no idea. And so you know how like your heart has valves, those little like valves that have like floppy shit in your heart. You have hundreds of thousands of innumerous valves. No, that's not the word. You know what I mean? You have not a countable amount of valves all throughout all the vasculature of your body, all the way down to the capillary points. And those valves are constantly doing the opening and closing. And those valves, literally, their purpose is to maintain your blood pressure. If you didn't have valves in all your vasculature, that blood would just sit there. It wouldn't, like, it would go away from the heart and then just pool. So if you've ever seen people, like, this happens a lot with massive weightlifters, they will have not just spider veins. I'm talking, you see like like the squiggly fucking like, it looks like their veins and arteries are on top of the muscle and they're like blowing out. Those literally are blown out. Those people from lifting weights heavily, their heart rate goes up so high and their blood pressure goes out so high, they literally do blow out the valves. Like they explode them. And when you remove those valves, that means there's no pressure control in those vessels anymore. So the vessels just poof up with all the blood because there's no pressure control. So if you ever see someone that's got those gigantic veins all over, like I'm not talking just, everybody can see some vasculature, but that's bad. That's a bad. That's damage. That's like heavy damage. Does that answer your question? I'm sorry, that was such a long explanation, but that's the only time it really should hurt. So when we're taking venous blood, we usually go here or we go here, depending on who you are. If you're taking arterial, we can do it anywhere. Like anywhere there's an artery, I can take arterial. But normally I go into your wrist right here and like just feel your wrist. Just do this. You feel all that shit in there? I gotta go through it. I pride myself, this is a flex. I'm damn fucking good at an ABG. I've had people cry because they were so happy that it didn't hurt as bad as the last person who did one. I'm fucking like, I can get a needle in nobody's business. But if it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be this one, unfortunately. And it's honestly, it's just the closest artery to the surface of the skin that's small. So it's like, I've taken it from a neck before. Like we can take arterial blood from anywhere, but I am. I mean, there's nothing I did special, and I don't know what the secret is to doing a good ABG, but numerous times I would have RTs from all over the hospital call me and be like, hey, can you come get an ABG? I can't get it. And the patient would be like holding their wrist like, not again. And I'd be like, I swear to fuck, I'm going to get it on the first poke. You're not going to feel it. And I don't know what it is. I got the fucking touch. I was good at those. But they hurt. Because especially if you're like older and really thin, it gets like crunchy in here. All this tendinous stuff, it's like, that weird foam they used to do flower arrangements? That like crunchy green foam, that's what it feels like sticking a needle through when they're old. Like in you, it would just be like bleep. It's like butter. But in someone who's super elderly and very, very thin and immobile, it's like it's it is gross. New COVID booster last night. Nice. My biceps all sore now. Dude, at least you don't have fucking COVID. Fuck that shit. You feel it. And some people, I mean, that just might be your nerves. Some people have a lot of extra nerves going on. The more skin you have, the more nerves you have. I've never felt it when I had my blood drawn except once, and it's because he hit a fucking valve and laughed at me. This is really, I know. I always go way beyond explanation. It's such a great, easy to understand explanation. Thank you. Well, that's honestly why, I mean, I get shit for it all the time because people ask me a question and I'm like, all right, let's take 7 steps back. But for me personally, the way I learn is by having those 7 steps back. And I think that's why I do it. And I'm so sorry if I come off as tedious and annoying. But for like, I guess just personal experience, like I need the lead up. Otherwise, just an answer to a question, I'm like, That's just a fact. Like, now I've just got a trivia fact in my head. But if I have the lead up, I'm like, oh, I get that. I understand why there's valves. When Nurse Bessie had a solid week of getting bloods on the first try back when she was in training, we celebrated because hells yeah. It's seriously like no shit, Lizzie. I think I've told you guys this before, but there's a it's like, how do you say this? It's like an unspoken rule, I guess. It's not a rule, but it's like an unspoken rule that if you stab someone, if you try 3 times and you don't get it, you're done now. Period. Like, that is every hospital I've ever worked at, we all kind of have this general understanding that if you go in 3 times and you don't get it, like, you don't hit the artery, because we're going by feel, that's the other thing. So if you're going by the reason they do the tourniquet to get your vein to pop out is because there's very little pressure in your veins because it's, like, the blood the furthest away from the heart, right? Whereas your arteries tend to have a pretty decent blood pressure still in them because that's coming directly from the heart. And so you can't see your arteries in your wrist. It's all by feel. Like the vast majority of ABGs I did in the dark because I don't need to see anything. It's completely by feel. You line your hand up along the side and you feel for the pulse and then you slide the needle in under your finger into the pulse. Like you don't see anything, so it's just very different. But some people just don't have that tactility in the tips of their fingers and they can't feel the pulse. They can't feel where the fuck it is, and so they'll try and they'll guess. I think I told you guys this one time. I had an elderly patient one time who I got the call. They were like, hey, nobody can get the stick. Can you come do this? And I went into her room, and okay. So I have you lay your arm out straight and relax it, right? And I feel your pulse. I feel it. And then we go in, right? On one side, there's a specific side, right? Like you've got an artery up one side of your arm. I shit you not. I went in, and this patient. So if you have had tried ABGs, you should have a couple little holes right here. That's all it would be, like a couple little holes that look like little vampire bites right here. I went in, and this patient had 8 holes down this side of their arm. 8. By a doctor, a resident. And that was one of those patients who was holding their arm crying, and I was like, "Please, I have to do it. Just let me and I'll get it." And I got it on the first try. Like, it was nothing. But it's torture. I reported them. I reported them because, yes, you're learning. You're a resident. I get it. But you don't get to treat elderly people like garbage, like a fucking mannequin to learn how to do an ABG. Call for help and learn how to do a fucking ABG. If you don't even know what side the artery's on an arm, how are you a doctor? There's nothing on that side to poke. What are you doing? What are you feeling? That's what scares me. Like, put your hand there. You try to feel a pulse on this side of your arm. Show me where it is. Oh, yeah, there's a bone. There's no artery there. You're lucky as a carry-on. Dude, the worst, honestly, there are some people who have the literal most visible veins, but they roll. And I cannot tell you how disappointing it is because you go in and you see this person with just like fucking veins and arteries and you see everything. You're like, oh yeah, I'm sticking some needles in that shit. And you're like so excited and that little vein, bleep, and you're like, what the, what the, what the. And you cannot, if you ever see a nurse or respiratory therapist do this, pull your arm away and scream for help. You cannot go in and out with the needle. If you go in and you miss, you take that out, throw it away, get a new needle. Go in, miss, take it out, throw it away. Because every single time you do this, you're introducing more oxygen and bacteria into a literal wound going into your artery. What I do is considered surgery. I have a medical license for surgery because I am introducing air, bacteria, non-sterile environment to your fucking arteries. Run. If someone literally does this with a needle, scream and run. They should lose their license. Period. But that's what happens when it rolls. You gotta pull it out, get a new needle, try again, pull it out. Oh, you were Scudleys. Fuck you and your rolly veins. Those shits, dude. Oh my god. Part of the learning is learning to pass it off to someone who can actually do it, literally. And also having the humility to ask for help. There is no excuse to torture a human being because you're not I mean, I'm not kidding you. I worked in a hospital that had 18 respiratory therapists on shift, 24/7. Call one. Like, the dumbest question in the world is the unasked question. Like, ask for fucking help. It's ego. It's ego. 18. Hopkins has, that's how big Hopkins is. 18 respiratory therapists. And each RT sits on a floor all night long. So every single department in Johns Hopkins and all hospitals has an RT. They have their own personal RT. So to not call one is irresponsible. That's irresponsible and that's human cruelty, in my opinion. Dude, Scudley's good because we can pin it. No shit. If you have rolly veins, we can pin them down and get them on the first stick. It's just if I don't know you have a rolly vein, I don't do it. But literally, I pin your vein between my fingers and then go into it. That's all I got to do. I just pin it. But if I didn't know, you're gonna get stabbed a lot. It's gonna suck. You can get my veins to pop, but as soon as you touch it, it disappears. Yep. I've had a few doctors where I've muttered that under my breath. How did you make it through 8 years of college? We don't know. We don't know. Are needles a very large cost for hospitals? No. Well, the ones I use a little bit. I use it totally. So, like I was saying, like nurses, like your nurse, they do venous draws, and they just the syringe and the needles are separate, two separate sterile packages. You open them, put them together, and then do your thing. The ones that I do an ABG kit, those are slightly more expensive because it's an entire kit and it's a very, very, very small gauge needle. It's like almost a thread thin because I don't like I said, we're introducing bacteria, oxygen, and a non-sterile instrument into the artery of your body, like your arteries, my dudes. Like that is not. It is a surgical license. And so the kit, like it's an entire kit as opposed to just like a syringe and then you pull out of a bottle. Everything you need is in this one kit and you lay it out just like a sterile environment, just like surgery and everything. Those are a little bit more expensive, but we don't charge people for ABG kits. No hospital I've ever worked at charges for syringes or ABG kits. They're just one of those things that we just go through so many of. Like I probably have some ABG kits in my house right now. I used to come home with ton in my pockets, just have them in my pockets because you're doing them all the time. Dude, subcutaneous injections are the shit and almost impossible. Unless your doc says not to drink, always drink water because it helps blood flow. My damn mother for years never drank water before the appointment, and they'd commend her. Yep, my mom was the same. She'd be like, I had 6 cups of coffee though. Do you need to go outside? What's wrong? Do you need a potty? Do you need a potty, silly girl? According to one of my friends, the small bore needles are $50 for 1,000. Oh, that's not bad at all. I mean, but the kit, it's the kit. You know what I mean? Like those companies, it's all a markup. Like everything's a business, right? And so the syringe and the needle might be real cheap, but the ABG kits, because they've got a lot of like there's a lot of stuff in there. It's stupid. You wouldn't care if I explained it to you. But essentially, everything we need to then take your blood to the ABG lab and then put it through our ABG machine and get all the information we need out of it is also in that kit. Because that's the whole point. Like an ABG, we take 1 cc of blood, 1 cc, that's it, of your arterial blood, and then we put it in a machine. And the machine tells us your potassium and your bicarb and your CO2, PaO2, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's pretty crazy how much I can get out of your arterial blood, 1 cc of it. It's wild. But the kit, it's like it's like a setup. But I don't know. I wouldn't assume. I mean, it's all plastic, right? It's still all plastic, but they could charge up for it. They charge for skin to skin. My hospital didn't. But that being said, I was in C-section. So, like, it's all different depending on where you are and what you're doing, you know, because all the charges come through via charting. So every time, if I open up my chart and check a box, that could be a charge. And depending on where you are and what nurses are working in what department, the charting is all different. Dude, look at these guys. They're so needy. I think we need to take a break already. Do we need to take a break? You need to take a shit? Babies? Baby. I need to take a poop, Bob. Yeah, your 6 cups have probably made this impossible, literally. I've had a few blood donor nurses who were certain they could find my center vein, all of them failed. Yeah, why even try? Why is it sometimes when you get blood drawn normal ways, it can feel like a bee sting, or other times it's just a little pinch or nothing? Because of a valve. So, I was literally you need to just that's how we got in this conversation. So, you know how your heart has valves between the chambers, and that kinda is what helps control the pressure of blood moving through your body? So your vessels of your body, your arteries and your veins have innumerable valves, like an uncountable amount of valves throughout your entire body, and that's how your body maintains blood pressure is with these, like, valves. And unfortunately, everybody's so damn different and so beautiful on the inside that we don't have like a map of like, okay, this is where valves are to not hit them. And unfortunately, if you hit a valve, it hurts. It hurts a lot to hit a valve. Yeah. Yep. My mom had one time and it literally, like a hematoma about an inch high, grew on her hand because they hit a valve. It can be really bad. The nurses here say small, sharp scratch. What did I say? I don't think I gave people warning because they would tense up. I don't give people I just say, "I'm gonna just, like, turn away." Literally what I do hold on, get off me, guys. Get off. Shoo, shoo, shoo. So, like, if this is your hand hold on, what this is your okay. So, if this is your arm and you're laying in bed, I kind of do this a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of put my whole body in front of the patient's face, feel for the pulse with this finger, literally, line it up, and then I go in with the needle like this against the pressure gradient, obviously, because I'm not sucking blood up. Like the pressure of your body, your blood pressure literally fills my syringe for me. But I kind of do this shit because if you say 1, 2, 3, people go, and you cannot get through. Like it'll be straight into a fucking tendon or something. Ugh. They tense up. Yep. And because I'm going for arteries are really well protected. They're underneath everything in your skin. I gotta go real deep for those bitches, unfortunately. I know my mom's a nurse, Missile. That's the killer. But I'm sure I don't need to tell any of you that the people who take the worst care of themselves in the world are medical professionals. I will tell you all fucking day how to stay healthy. Almost spilled. At least my bong's clean. Thank God. Almost spilled it. I will tell you all fucking day how to take care of yourself, but like I'm gonna live on Pop Tarts and 3 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's just weed crumbles. We're good. Relax or this is gonna suck. Seriously. Like I just don't say anything because they know what I'm gonna do. It's not like I'm sneakily like stabbing them. They know I'm gonna stab them. But the 1, 2, 3. How intimate, right? I got it from my dad. His veins are even more visible, probably because his arms are bigger. It gets even more interesting because my dad also has needle phobia. No. He'll pass out just seeing someone get stabbed with a needle. I'm very similar to your dad. I can't even watch it on a movie. Like, if they have to give someone a shot on a movie, I look away and Zach tells me when I can look back. Because I get nauseous. I don't pass out from seeing it, but I get really sick to my stomach. It's real weird, but I can do it to people all fucking day. Thank you, Srumlin. I appreciate you. I tried to do like pumpkin orange, but I don't know. I did my best. Catch 10, stab on 8, literally. Yep. I'm gonna count to 5. Oh, look at that. I went out on 1. Oops. But no shit. This is why I say like normally I would never flex, but I flex on this. Patients wouldn't even know I did it. They'd be like, I'd be like counting, and they'd be like, "Okay, is it in? Are you gonna put it in now?" And I'd be like, "I'm almost done." Because it's your blood does your heart fills my syringe, and like I said, I'm taking 1 cc, like that much of a syringe about as big as my pinky. So by the time people are like, "Oh my god, did you do it?" It's done, and I'm pulling out and putting a band-aid on. It's great. It's the best. That's me with hair. I can tell you how to have the best hair routines, but myself can't be asked, and I'm just further encouraging. Blue. I feel that so spiritually. It's the worst. Tricks. She's tricky. I mean, I've told you guys though, I've had patients who tell me they want to kill me. And it's almost always people who do drugs intravenously. Like I don't wanna say just heroin addicts because I think there's a lot of drugs you can do intravenously these days, but they will literally have track marks up their nipples, and they'll look at me and say, "I'm gonna fucking kill you if you touch me with that needle. I don't like needles." And I'm like, "Are you sure? Because one of your definitely not needle things just oozed on me." But they will straight up, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," and, like, get very, very violent about it, and I'm just like, "I'm not gonna poke you. I'm not gonna poke you. I'm just feeling your pulse. Oh, shit, I poked you. Oopsie daisies. My bad." Okay, quick break. My dog. I don't know why my dogs are so annoying lately, but god damn, I love them so much, but they're just like some days it's like they think I'm gonna die, and they're like, "I gotta come touch you every 5 seconds," and I'm like, "No, you do not. Don't do that." Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I think the ad's still running. I took too short of a break. God damn it. No shit, to crayon. That's exactly what happens. I get really tense, stop communicating, and get a cold sweat. It was interesting as a child to experience when the needle wouldn't go into my arm because I was so tense. Yep, that's why I'm not, like, not consensually stabbing someone, like, they're there for health stuff, and I need an ABG, but, doing it a little sneaky sometimes is you actually get it done. You know what I'm saying? You get the shit done. You gotta get it done. You gotta get an ABG. Like, on some people, honestly, if we need to do ABGs regularly, we put something on you called a vamp, where we literally have a art line or an arterial line permanently in your artery, and there's literally, like, a little, spout, a spigot on a stick, and I can just spigot your little arterial line anytime I want and not have to stab you all the time. We do that if we have to do constant ABGs because it's not a good idea to be opening up your arteries constantly, like, no one should be doing that. So essentially, if you're so unhealthy on a ventilator that we have to do an ABG every fucking day, we're gonna put a fucking vamp on you. And vamps are sick. Nurses can pull off vamps too, which is nice. Sharps, including needles, are pretty much packed in boxes that are pretty much impossible to get into, and they're transported with similar protocols to anything else that has been in the human body. I believe that. Are you talking about used needles? Used sharps? You mean? Or unused? I've always wondered how, like, what happens to all the used sharps? Like, where do they go? Do they get recycled? Like, what happens? Because we have, like, by the end of a shift, your sharp box on the wall is overflowing. Like, it's crazy. Used sharps. So you guys pack them so fucking tight that they can't move, and then what happens? Ryro, that might be assault. Be careful. Hold on. This is the thing Lizzie was talking about. This is the Vegas globe thing that won't play. So this is you're inside something? It's cool. But, like, couldn't you just go outside? Is that just me? Like, it looks like they all went inside to see outside. It's very cool. It's literally a giant wall of LEDs. Wow. Do you know how many LEDs? It looks very cool. It just kinda looks like they went inside to go out to see outside. It's that line from Bo Burnham, right? "The world is at your fingertips, the ocean's at your door." Good morning, Timon. How are you, love? Some nurses have told me that people who tend to be scared of needles and faint are the big biker-looking dudes. 100%. Oh, always. The tougher you look, the more likely you are to cry. That globe is nuts. It has display on the inside and outside. Oh, shit. Khajiit literally worked on it. That's why I was asking. Like, that's pretty fucking sick. The outside is also LCD. I wonder how many. Like, is it a bunch of screens put up next to each other? Because that's pretty fucking cool. I thought it was a projection. I'd like to see space shit. Like, I'd like that to be space shit. Because space shit I can't go outside and see, But that's just me. The globe is nuts. It has a display on the inside and the outside. Where is it on the strip? Do you guys know? probably. I'm assuming Khajiit definitely does. Shush yourself. That is very cool. Remember the old school IMAX where you felt like you were in a helicopter, and this is in 6K resolution? Yes, it reminds me of if you've ever been to California Adventure or Disney World or whatever. I think it's everywhere, but it's the like flying over California or whatever, where you kind of sit in weird swingy seats and they have you in front of a giant screen and you soar and you smell shit. It kind of sucks though, because I remember I went on that ride like the year that it opened, and it was really cool because as you go, like you would smell ocean spray and then you would smell oranges as you flew over the orange fields. But the scent, like the oils that they used to make you smell all that, destroyed the theater, so it just smells like rotten oranges all the time now. Like the whole ride. The whole time you're up there, you're like, ooh, the ocean smells like rotten oranges, and the mountains smell like rotten oranges. It's my mom's favorite until it smelled like rotten oranges. Like it's just bad now. It's a cool ride. I like I've been on it maybe twice because I just refuse to stand in line to sit in an airplane hangar. But to each their own. They're cool. On the outside, it looks like someone photoshopped into IRL. Damn. Where is it, Khajiit? Like, what's it next to? I'm like dead on the inside, but this project actually stirred something to work on it. It's very, very epic. Like, that is, I can't imagine how they produced or created an LCD that big. Like, how? Dude, Nine Inch Nails or Metallica, right? That'd be fucking amazing. With Friends and Lighting, I could find out the exact rate per minute that takes to run the dome. Dude, I'm curious if you end up speaking to them and ask and they know, I'd love to know. We went excuse me, we went on it at the end of our holiday, so it was like an overview of our holiday because we'd go to Napa Valley and Yosemite and San Fran. Dude, it's so crazy that you have been to more places in California than I have. I've never been to Yosemite. That's not in California, but I've never been to Yosemite. I've never been to Napa Valley. Is behind the Venetian in the Wind. Oh, sick. I know exactly where that is. Yeah, I know exactly where that is. The Venetian in the Wind is kind of the central area. Is it an LCD? It's an LCD. That's what that video was just saying. It's one enormous LCD screen. Yosemite is in Montana, I thought. Isn't Yosemite Montana or Wyoming? Somewhere in there? Because Yosemite is connected to Glacier, and I went to Glacier National Park, and I think that's in Utah or Wyoming or something like that. I've never been to Yosemite though. I've heard. I mean, you're not crazy, dude. Our country's so fucking big. Are you kidding me? I get confused. Seriously, like if I just had to name state, if you gave me a blank United States of America map, I could do everything on the coasts, but the whole middle of our country is just like, oh, the Dakotas are in there somewhere. Yosemite is in California. Okay, cool. I didn't know. I thought Yosemite was up by. What is? What am I thinking of? What's up in Montana or Wyoming? I might be crazy. I'm thinking of something. I'm thinking of Yellowstone. I was thinking of Yellowstone. Thank you. I was like, I know there's something. I've never been to either. I've never been to Yellowstone either. Boom. Wait, Yosemite is LGBTQ plus friendly? Wait, but it's a national park. Can a national park what? So the outside is LED strips spaced about 2 to 3 feet apart on a geodesic dome. Inside, it's borderless LED panels with like a 1 to 2 cm gap between. You cannot tell. It looks flawless. Seriously, like everybody that worked on that did a phenomenal job. That shit looks flawless. Yosemite's LGBTQ plus. I mean, I would. I'm not even trying to be like a dick. Like our national parks putting up signs that say we are not LGBTQ plus friendly. Because as far as I knew, like you just drove into the parks and they didn't check who you fucked first. But I don't know. Like the parks, what's happening? What's happening? I didn't know. I'm so this is on Google. I mean, maybe they're just trying to get gay people to go outside. Yeah, maybe you can just fuck anyone out there. The park rangers give out hand jobs. I'd believe it. Like, that's just confusing because, like, I mean, you know if you've been there, the national parks are huge masses of land, and you just, like, drive in. Let's go to the park and be gay. I'm here for it. Dude, the park's probably better than anything else. Let's fucking go. At 8 years old, I watched a bear attempt to break into someone's car. Oh, shit. That's when my dad told me the importance of never leaving food in the car. Nope, and you never wanna bring anything on you while you're in any national park that smells like food. I remember oh god, which one was it? When I was driving from Seattle to Baltimore, I stopped at, like, every national park I could on my way, like, that was, like, on the track, and one of them I stopped at was the Tetons, the Grand Teton, which is literally, like, giant titties in French, which is hilarious to me. But I swear to you, every 20 feet, there was a "Watch for Bears" sign, and a sign that said, like, "Don't bring snacks, don't bring food, don't bring anything that smells good on you. Like, do not fuck with a bear." Oh my god, Yogi and Boo Bear are gay lovers, so that tracks. Holy shit, oh my god, maybe that's it. Yellowstone's Wyoming, northwest corner close to Montana and Idaho. That's probably what I was thinking of. I've heard it's gorgeous. I think it just, like, when I was doing my drive over, I I mapped, like, how I could see the most possible, and Yellowstone just didn't fit in for some reason. I think I went, like, across Washington. I went east across Washington into Montana, and then I went south from Montana, but I don't it's been a while now, man. I don't remember anymore. I think it's almost been 10 years, which is super weird. Are my alerts? Thank you for that follow. Hello, alert? Hello. Good morning, Kel. I just wanna say, fuck lazy people. Man, it's one thing to be lazy, but when you're being lazy to the detriment of somebody else, fuck that shit. Wife and I went to Banff, and month after, a bear killed 2 people. Shut the fuck up. In the exact same place you were hiking in? Uh-uh. Uh-uh. That is horrifying. I had a similar experience, but with sharks. I went to Hawaii for the first and only time in my entire life, and while we were there, actually, the day so I go to Hawaii, I was taken there. I can't Nobody can afford to go to fucking Hawaii, but I was dating a guy whose mom was getting married to a guy who did accounting for Boeing, so, like and, he took the whole family to Hawaii for them to get married on a beach. It was crazy. But anyways, we go to the beach the day of their wedding, and when we all drive up in our cars to the parking lot, there's just a team of red, like, bright red trucks and Jeeps, and there's red helicopters, and they're like, "I'm sorry, you guys can't get married on this beach today. A woman's arm was just ripped off by a shark." And we were like, "I'm sorry, what?" And I shit you not, my ex's mom is like, "I am getting married on this beach today, and we will go behind that fucking rock if we need to." And so we did. I did not see the woman, but strangely, she was also from Washington State. She did not live. She was an au pair, I guess. It was wild. But, yeah, she still got married. I don't know. They got rid of the body. I don't know what I threw my lighter. I don't know what the fuck happened, but that was really weird to experience. Real glad it wasn't me. But again, like the bear signs, and similar to, like, Florida in that every 3 feet, there's a sign that says, "Don't go near the water, there's fucking gators here." Every single area where you can access water in Hawaii, there's signs lining it that say, "Do not go in the water between this time and this time because this is when sharks feed." It's essentially at sunset. Don't go snorkeling at sunset, and this bitch was snorkeling at sunset. Like, I don't know what to do. Maybe she couldn't read. I don't know. Cheers. You know, Kleptomist, that's how I felt about almost every park I went to, except one. Oh god, what was that one called? uh It was one of the parks, I think it was in Wyoming where it was like, towers, like the rocks created these crazy towers naturally, and you walked around a ridge and looked at it, and it looked like a city, but it was towers of, like, naturally formed rocks. I'm trying to think of what it was, but it was basically you walked around the rim and that was it and you were done. I wouldn't have given that more than a day, but almost every other park I went to, I gave it a drive-through, and it deserved so much more than that, but at least I got to see some. Like, I got to see Zion and Tetons and Glacier and that one that I cannot think of the name of. When I visited Yellowstone, I made a pic collage of lost hats blown off the walking paths. That's fantastic. Most summers as a kid, we drive to a national park and go camping, so I've seen a lot of them. You are so lucky. We went camping a shit ton as a kid, but my parents were very much like, we have to go camping where there's no people, bathrooms, or sunshine. So we were like, we roughed it to the point where it was almost not fun. They were obsessed with that. Like, they couldn't go. And then all of a sudden, we glamped. It like went, what the fuck is this? Kel, what the fuck is that? That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. Is that destiny? What's happening here? Good morning, Ginger Love. How are you? My plan is to get married on this beach. This dead bitch better not ruin my wedding pictures. You don't care that someone fucking died? She did not. She was also a nurse, so maybe it had something to do with that. But she was pretty, I mean, she like went down the trail to the beach with one of the police officers, came back and was like, we can go on the beach. And it was, yeah. It might have been something there. The horror stories in Yellowstone. Honestly, I don't know if we knew she died yet. I think we just knew there was a shark attack. But I guess Maui has the most shark attacks of most of the islands. I don't know why. Yeah, we went to Maui, which doesn't, it's fucking burned down now. Thanks, Oprah. Horror stories in Yellowstone, like of people dying. I went camping near the Copper River in Arkansas. Fast moving river, the warning, don't walk in too far, right? Like, don't. Like, just don't fucking do that. Good morning, Psycho. People dissolving. I mean, I haven't seen any of that happen, but like almost every single one. Oh, I went to the Grand Canyon too. I think that's a national park, right? Every single park I went to, people were stupid. Stupid. I mean, the Grand Canyon is where I really remember it. So I went to the north side of the Grand Canyon. There's two sides, obviously, because it's a fucking canyon. If you go to the south side of the Grand Canyon, it's on a reservation and the natives own it and you have to pay to walk to the edge. And the edge is like a little glass walkway they've made. And allegedly, it's really cool. Allegedly. Ha. But I didn't go. We went to the north side and the north side is just like campgrounds and then the cliff. Like, you could just jump in to the canyon. There is no guardrail. There is nobody there. Nobody gives a fuck. It's just straight down right there. And of course, I was walking along the ledge, like taking pictures and looking, but I would see people hanging off of tree limbs over the canyon to get a picture for the gram. You know what I'm saying? I saw that multiple times in various forms across the parks. Like the dumb shit people do for internet clout is phenomenal. Crazy. Someone ran into the man at Burning Man one time. People are crazy. People are crazy, man. I can't believe there was no fucking barrier. Felt that whole goddamn right. That's what I'm saying. But it's like, you know, travel at your own risk, I guess, is a way of saying it. Because it's just state land. No one's really responsible if you fall. Watching people try to hug a bison elk. Dude, collaptimus, that happened. No shit. I forgot a lot of shit happened when I did this drive. I think it was the day after or before I drove through the Tetons, actually. The Tetons have like massive herds of bison everywhere and they are phenomenal. But essentially, if you see a herd of bison crossing the road, like just stop your car, sit there and enjoy it and don't get out. Multiple times we saw people get out of their vehicles and try to approach said bison, which is hilarious because the bison will just chase you the fuck down. And we watch people run back in their cars. But allegedly, I can't remember if it was the day or the day before. Not allegedly, this actually happened. A dad and son. I still don't know what their excuse was. I can't remember if they had an excuse for it. But long story short, they picked up a baby bison, put it in their car, and then drove to the ranger station and were like, hey, we don't know what to do with this. And they had to kill it because now it was like familiar with people and it wouldn't get off the roads. So they just had to murder this baby bison because of these dumb fucking people. There are no words for how, like, there is no excuse. Like, what the fuck are you doing with a baby bison? My God. It was super sad. I actually ended up doing one of my favorite paintings I've ever done, like, as a tribute to the bison, because fuck, I was just like, why? What are you doing? Grand Canyon too big to put up idiot fencing. Darwin will take care of it. Darwin does take care of it. So, like, people are really, really dumb. Something like 45 million Americans are functionally illiterate. They can read words but have no clue what they just read. Functionally illiterate. What? I don't want to live here anymore. Even when cows and sheep are crossing in front of me, I don't get out of my car. Me neither. Don't fuck with wildlife. Don't touch the ponies. Don't touch the fucking ponies. I need to pack another bowl. Yeah, the Cliffs of Moher, is that what they're called? Yeah. Same concept. And people are dumb. They fucking fall off that shit all the time. Oh, dude, a very good response to AI. I hate AI. You guys know. I think the best response I've seen to AI anything has been, quote, "Why should I bother reading something that nobody could be bothered to write?" Fucking A, dude. Fucking A. A to the fucking men. Beautiful. I'm saving that. What? Ayenia, no. No, that's not real. Is that real? People are still dumb enough to try to feed moose in Alaska. Is this God's way of telling us we're doing it wrong? What's happening? What the fuck? We found this wild animal in the wild. We're just rescuing it so you can put it back in the wild where we found it. Fucking idiots. Those are the kind of people that make me think I hate people. Remember that drive-through lion place that a lady got out of the car, then another lady got out to get her back in, and the second lady was attacked by lions? Oh my god, I did not hear about that. I did, however, very recently see a very funny video. I think Lizzie might have sent it to me, actually. I don't remember. Someone sent it to me on Instagram, and it was people who were, like, in a steel cage in a lion refuge or something like that, you know, like dipping people into shark pools or whatever. And a male lion, there was a female lion, like, laying on top of the steel cage these people were in, and a male lion jumped on top and just started wildly banging her. And allegedly, the whole crowd got sprayed with lion semen. I did watch that. That was pretty epic. Moose are terrifying. I wouldn't fuck with a deer. I mean, just a male whitetail deer in rut will gut you. They will fucking gut you and then fuck it. They're so stupid and hopped up on hormones. I wouldn't fuck with any of that. Marilyn, I mean, Bukake? Maybe it was a TikTok, but it was on Instagram, you know, one of those 60-second videos, so it wasn't fast at all. He just, like, got on top of her and was like, "Argh!" That was it. It was pretty epic, though. Don't cats have spiky penises? There's a popular story about a guide in Africa going on and on to the people in his bus to not go outside of the bus for any reason. Bus gets a flat tire. Guide goes outside of the bus to fix it and is immediately attacked by lions. What do you do? Fuck. Yeah, barbed dicks. Fuck that. I mean, that's true. It does behoove you to be... It behooves. I saw a turkey try to dropkick a blue herring yesterday. A turkey? I mean, that's kind of badass. There's an animal park here that you have to drive through, and the monkeys are notorious for jumping all over your car and ripping off your shit. There's even a car garage outside of the park because of the monkeys. That's hilarious. We have wildlife parks here too. In the States, I've seen them, but it's usually like rescued wolves. I've never seen anything like a park with lions you can just drive through. Like, Jesus. Wild turkeys are crazy and aggressive. I grew up with a herd of like 100 of them that lived in our yard, and we could communicate. I don't know what it meant, but if I went out on my back porch as a kid and gobbled, the whole mass of them would fall out of the woods, trees. Like, they fall like bombs, and they'd come into our yard and be like, it was what? Hundreds. It was insane. And they're so much different than like farm turkeys. They're really skinny and like scraggly, and they live in trees. I don't like it. What? And I mean this very sincerely in the actual fuck. Ryan!
Hail Satan, motherfucker.
No shit, they have lions. I think that's literally the park I was thinking of. I thought they only had wolves. I've never been. The idea of driving my car through a bunch of wild animals seems scary. I grew up in Eastern Washington. I'm good. I've seen plenty of wild animals in my life. David Beckham has a documentary coming out. That's got to be interesting. I'm being very sarcastic. Sentence before we watch that level of creepy. Oh god, David, I almost missed it. Hold on. Oh, okay, got it. What the fuck? Okay, I gotta find it again. Hold on. It just, I can't, how do I read this? Okay, we can do this. It just reminds me of when the ponies galloped up to us, sat isolated, but like in the open, near the road, started ejaculating all over our picnic. When my goddaughter turned one, the strawberries were at risk. Wait, I have questions though. So wait. Do ponies this might be a stupid question, but do ponies just like come on stuff? Thank you, Gloom. Like like but like how are they I have questions I don't want to ask. I don't know how to word this. Oh, no shit. I'll only say it once, but if you care about the condition of your car, do not fly through flocks of wild birds. There are reports of people driving through wild turkeys. Why would you do that? That's murder. People are idiots. You deserve it. You deserve it. Was it the Ron Jeremy of ponies? Right? Like this, I mean, a pony. Like I grew up with around horses. I was I was almost a horse girl, I would say. And I don't think I ever experienced a horse or a pony just ejaculating like randomly. Right? I've witnessed many a dong. But like there were a few of them. One with a massive willy, clearly Randy, came galloping over to your picnic of strawberries and just was like, nay, 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 nay. And then went on about his fucking pony way. Because I don't know what to do with this. The image, was he fucking him? Did it fall out? Because they can't lick their own dick, right? Was he humping the strawberries? Were you looking especially beautiful that day? Are ponies even a legit species, or is it another case of the pug where we hybrid them into tiny horses? I actually think it was the other. I think ponies were first, or something like that. They are different, but there's like countries that have like the small woolly horses and shit that they keep very pure. Horses are known to masturbate, are they? Okay, I didn't know. See, I was a horse girl up until the incident, and I was too young to learn about the masturbatory habits of my pets yet. So, I think he was trying to fuck the other horses. Ponies are young horses. Oh my god. It adds a whole new meaning to the words pony play. Dude, it's our clop clop. I don't know if it still exists anymore, but man, that was a dark place. Horses and ponies are different species. Yes, both members of the equine family. That's what I thought. They're the family of one-toed creatures, that one hoof. Yeah, I don't wanna know how either, Gloom. This is what I'm saying, like, I have a lot of questions I don't wanna ask. I'm so sad that the ponies ejaculated on you, but maybe it's good luck, like how Italians think if a dove shits on you, it's good luck. Like, if a
When the pony comes.
oh my god, is that what, Richard Simmons meant? "I'm a pony, I'm a pony, I'm a pony, uh." You know? Maybe? Oh, a quick Google suggests that ponies are any horses under a certain height. Interesting. See, I don't know. I didn't spend a lot of time with ponies. No, it was fucking hilarious. I'm so glad that my goddaughter didn't put it in her long-term memory. Oh my god, she totally is gonna she's going to realize that memory in therapy one day, though, and it's gonna be a conversation, and you're gonna have to whip out that one Ezekiel whatever line in the Bible and be like, "And there she laid with the men whose members were those of horses and whose ejaculate was those of donkeys." And be like, "Don't worry, God had it." And then you connect the full circle, and then we don't have questions. You know what I'm saying? No. You saw what Ezekiel saw. I'm saying, like, did you write the Bible? I don't even think Ezekiel got to see the well, no, he does say their emissions are that of donkeys. He did see the coming. Okay. Okay, there was coming. Oh, it is. A bird shitting on your shoulder is also good luck belief in Eastern Europe, too. I didn't know that. Cool. Yeah, I knew that was, like, I just knew about it in Italy, to be honest, but sure, I don't wanna be shit on. I'm good. There's a spider living on my bong. Oh my god, Jade. Lizzie's morning piss was interrupted by an English spider as big as my hand, and that is the mystery of today. Like, where is it? What is it? Who is it? What is it? Thank you, Johnny boy. I appreciate you. RPGs taught me that there were a ton of horse breeds for certain purposes in the olden times. Oh, I believe that. I mean, there's like draft horses, like Clydesdales and shit like that, and there's donkeys that go across the thing, but they're all like the one hoof, I think. They're like some family. Oh my god, imagine if you had been bending over to straighten up the picnic basket when that little pony galloped over. Jesus Christ. You told my child what? You're welcome, bitch. Education. In her bathroom, staring at her while she had her morning piss. Like, the first piss of the day where your eyes are still blurry and you're just kind of sitting there like, oh, consciousness, once again, we meet. In England, though, this is what I'm saying. Like, what big fucking spider lives in England? She does not have a pet spider. She also has a dog that would have killed something if it was living there for a long period of time as well, or at least come upon it, I'm assuming. Like, none of this makes sense. It's not an orb weaver. She said it was on the ground. Like a wolf spider, but like, no. I'm not even okay with this. Johnny, we haven't finished. I want to play more today. I was super conflicted because I just got a bunch of roaches. So we need to do a tarantula day, and I normally do tarantula Tuesdays, but we haven't finished Amanda, and I want to finish that today real bad. Well, not finish it, play it more. I don't know if we're gonna finish it. I don't know how long it is, but I think it went really well. There were a couple people in chat who have watched that game played by multiple different streamers, and they said a couple different times that I discovered something they'd never seen before, which made me feel real good about myself. Right, the spider can have the house. I would say the same. More like Jesus crust. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god. Is it just me or would Stiff Competition be a great name for a mortician reality show? I would watch the fuck out of a mortician reality show called that. Honestly, I'd just watch one. That would be so interesting. I'm afraid to use it. I don't want to disturb them. Oh my gosh. I had a little jumping spider living in my house the other day. It was pretty freaking precious. Stiff Competition. Side note, I read a really good book called Stiff, and every chapter is about various ways that your body is treated after you die. And it's really fucking interesting. If you're not afraid of death and stuff like that, Stiff. The cover of it, I think, was a foot with a toe tag. Really good book. New meaning to cracking a. Oh my god. That hurts me inside. Leaf, I like that one, honestly. If Ask a Mortician isn't on that show, then I'm not watching it, dude. Ask a Morticia, shut the fuck up. I read that wrong. Ask a Morticia is so much better. All right, let's get this over with because it's. Those are pretty good. I'm gonna give them a subscribe. Those are pretty fucking. Those are great. There is some fucking weird shit getting suggested these days on my YouTube. I hate how this is something that has actually happened and was said by this orange bloated corpse. I mean, it's crazy the things that have come out of his mouth, and there's no repercussions. Nobody acts like they care. I don't know. I have a lot of questions. Found any goals setting site recently? You give them money. You say, wait. You give them money. You set your goals. If you meet your goals, you get your money back. If you miss your goals, they donate your money to something you hate, like NRA or Republicans, etc. Wait, is that just the government? This is a trick. Is that just taxes? Dude, he's the greatest of the great or whatever. I don't know. I haven't listened to him speak in so long because I really try not to, so I can't even remember what he says about himself anymore. And, people just let it fucking happen, and they look at each other like our hands are tied, and you're like, no, they're not. They're not though. He's still talking about his next presidential campaign. You can't be president if you have committed a felony. Yep. Actually, that's a really good video. I just watched recently. Is it Legal Eagle? Legal Eagle recently did a really good breakdown of the Trump shit, I guess. Some of it. And it's actually pretty interesting. He always helps me understand stuff so I can, like, get even more joyous about it. Because I know it's bad, but, like, when Legal Eagle breaks down, I'm like, oh, it's really bad. It's the best. Biggest hands, never seen bigger. Did you guys ever watch, I think it was Seinfeld? There's a guy who has, like, a weird obsession with his tiny hands, so he wears giant hands. He, like, wears prosthetic hands, but he's a lawyer, and in court one time, he, like, flings his hand to, like, point at the judge, and his fake hand flies off, and he just starts screaming, "Don't look at me! Don't look at me!" and leaves the court. What is that from? That's Always Sunny. Thank you. Thank you, BCC. It's fucking great. Knowledge fight? No. Maybe? He's trying to muck it up enough to get elected before he's charged with something that will not allow him to be president. That is very true. Hold on. Literally, you reminded me of the Legal Eagle because he breaks it down and pretty much explains exactly what you're saying. I was going to give you guys the link if you want to watch it. Legal Eagle. He wants to take over schooling, private and public. That's what? Dude, Missile, no shit. You know the actress who played Man Hands or Big Hands or whatever the fuck it was is oh god, she's Eric's like protege vampire in True Blood. Pam, she's Pam. Obviously not her hands, like they had some other actress, but that actress is Pam from True Blood. I connected that and was what the fuck? What the fuck? Which video am I looking for, Mr. Eagle? I don't know. I gotta look. It's a podcast that covers the bullshit that is InfoWars. Oh my god, I'm gonna write that down. I'm always looking, dude. There's just this. We need a spider day. I don't want those on my desk anymore. They're so gross and they. What is it called? Knowledge fight. Fuck yeah, dude. No shit, Ryan. You listen to it too? Hell yeah, that's 2 good reviews. It's hard to find good podcasts because a lot of the top podcasts, they're not necessarily the best. Like if you just like look on Spotify or something like that. I feel like they're not the best podcasts. They're just podcasts that have been around for a long time. So they've got, X amount of listens, whatever, and I listen to them and I'm like, they always start with just 2 people casually going into a conversation who just sound bored out of their fucking skull. Like if at the beginning of your podcast, I feel like I'm picking up in the middle of a conversation that I just don't know where the fuck it started and you sound bored, I don't get it. I don't get it. Can you cite the law that stops a felon from being president? I thought he could serve even if convicted. It's not the felon part. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. It's not the felon part. It's if he had a part, like if if he was a general or a part of an insurrectional body of the government, that there's something there that makes it so he can't run. And I know it is a felony, I think maybe, but it has a lot more to do with why the felony. Yeah, is that what we're talking about from the I listen, that's what I was trying to find that video by Legal because he breaks it down. He's just so much smarter than I am. I just don't. My sister's a lawyer. I'm not that brain. Many people don't think it'll stand, really. I mean, I don't know how. I don't even want to say it, but how could it? Like, how do you prove that he was at the head of it? I guess. I don't know. I truly don't know. Like, obviously he was, but I don't know how to prove it. Oh, I've seen that one, Jade. Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's real, though. I don't know if it's real. This is it. Does 14th Amendment bar Trump from presidency? Is that the one? Yeah. This one. We will never know. Do you guys want to watch that? It's only like 20 minutes, but he's really, really smart. And Legal Eagle is funny and he really does break it down. I just have to pee really quick. If you don't mind, we take a break. Dude, fuck yeah, Z-Bot. It's really good. I listen to these in the morning sometimes, and then I forget to listen to them with you guys. Cognitive Dissonance, then another podcast? Fuck yeah. Like I said, dude, it's so hard to find them unless people suggest them, because if you sort by most popular, it's just the ones that have been around forever, and they sound really boring now. Legal Eagle really is amazing. He's so, like, I love anyone who is an expert in a field that can break it down for someone who's not. Because I feel like this is stuff that we should understand if we want to be, conscious of this evil orange fool trying to ruin our world. Blowback? No. I'm writing it down. Oh my god, I love the guy that does the voice of Bob's Burgers. Oh hell yeah, tragic. Speaking of podcasts, have you checked out Blowback? Goes through the history of US military stuff. The first season is about Iraq, and there's a skit with the guy who does Bob's Burgers voice. I love him. I don't know his actor name, but he's pretty fucking fantastic. The Supreme Court just turned down a case asking for his insurrection clause to be heard. Which means it won't be heard. Like, it means it's dead then, kinda. Do you know when that happened from? This video came out 13 days ago. We can still watch it. I mean, it's educational. It's really interesting. It happened today. So then there probably will be a new Legal Eagle video about that pretty soon. We can still watch this one though. It is very interesting. And he he presents the whole video, very unbiased, but at the end he gives his opinion, and I'm pretty sure he said basically what you said, friend. Like, it's probably not going to go because how do you prove it? Like, yeah, he, tweeted these things that we can look into and read from and whatever, but like, how do you really prove it? I don't know. I think that's a really good question. I don't know. Sure. Fall hit hard and fast, man. I feel like just a week ago it was really hot out, and now it's like very fucking windy and it rained a lot. And my gutter dripped right on my mouth when I was outside, and I feel maybe I might get a disease. I don't know. Here we go though. Thank you, Volume. Great song though. History is Gay podcast is so good. They talk on gay nuns, monks, pirates. Ooh, Ginger Bay. I have a really good YouTuber. You might already know who it is, but she does a shit ton of like lesbian history. Well, not exclusively, but she covers a lot of lesbian history. What is her name? Oh god, she just released a new video. What is her name? Oh, I'm gonna find it. Did I just get rid of the Legal Eagle video like an idiot? Shut up, Legal. 1 second. Oh god, what is her name? She's super interesting. What is your name? Suggest her. Do it. Oh god, I'm gonna have to figure out her name, but she's great. I'll write down History's Gay. She's a really good. She does amazing costumes and props and stuff, but tells like a story about the history of blank. Like she has a really good history. Actually, I might be able to find it by that. She has a really good one that's like the history of Peter Pan and how Peter Pan was classically played by women and why and da da da. And she's super smart and very down to earth and like corrects herself Is no problem. Like if she's corrected by someone, she'll, correct herself in her videos and stuff like that. Do you know who I'm talking about? I'm gonna Google her. I'm gonna Google that history of Peter Pan. It's not one of her most recent, but it's one of my favorites. Hold up. Uh, Haha, Kazro. How do I not remember that name? That's such a unique name. Kazro. She's quirky, super smart, does her fucking like she really does really crazy amounts of research to get, the information that she wants to get across and stuff like that. The Library of Alexandria video was so fucking enlightening. Enlightening to me. Like it's crazy because it's stuff like that, like, the general concept that, like, the Library of Alexandria had all these rare scripts and rare books that we'll never see again, and it burned to the ground. She goes through the actual history of it, and it's, you can kind of see where the misconceptions come from. But damn, dude, her videos are great. Check them out. I very much like Kazro. All right. Should we watch this, guy? Should we cheers and watch? Love that. Most people stick them right in the middle, and you have to do the little scan through the bar and try to find where the fuck they end. They're currently voting on whether or not to even have the vote in the ouster. It seems like they are going to vote. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was my excited face. That was me going, please. Please now. Please now. Ooh, it's your Friday. Fuck yeah, that's a nice Friday. I hope work's not terrible. Yeah, I had to read it a couple times, but I eventually got it in my head, and I was excited. Hot take here, but I don't think AI is going to improve the Constitution. Lizzie was saying it earlier, like, the Constitution said shit. I feel like the Constitution is similar. Like, the way that the Constitution is used, and the only time it's really ever brought up is to hide behind. People just bring it up and manipulate the wording and try to use it to hide behind it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, dude. He's actually pretty good at incorporating every single time he gets a sponsor into his show. I don't know. I wouldn't either. Didn't actually He actually did a video on it recently, but I'm pretty sure there were a few lawyers who did try to write. They did something with AI and got called out for it, and I can't remember what the fuck it is. The vote table has failed. They're about to open debate on why McCarthy should be ousted. And that's good, right? The vote table failing means that they will vote on it, right? Just trying to clarify. The attachment to the Constitution is more like Christians' religion. I was gonna say the same thing. Lizzie compared it to that. She was like, people walking around being like, well, Lazarus said. It's the end all authority, but no one has read it, let alone understood it. Yeah. Yeah. The vote to the table is let's talk about it later. Oh. The vote to table is let's talk about it later. What does that mean? Some lawyers tried to use AI language in court and I think got smacked for it. Yeah, I think actually Legally does a video on it, which is really funny since he's doing this sponsorship. Inside the court of Trump's trial. Do we want to see that? Oh, I at least look at how sad he looks. The court case regarding all his businesses being shut down or dissolved or whatever, right? Because he hella lied about his assets. Yeah. Asus Rogue gaming laptop. Trump always has the best layers. Oh, God. This is the pre-trial for what New York AG Letitia James filed to find and remove Trump's business license in the state. Damn. That's so hot. That's amazing. The AG, no shit. The attorney general is seeking to fine him $250 million and dissolve all of his business, right? And then he can't, as far as I think I learned this last week, he can't ever do business in New York City. He can't do business in New York City or New York State for like 5 years, right? He can't, like, they dissolve everything that's New York based is dissolved and he can't do business for 5 years. I thought that was already, it's the max allowable fine, 250 million. I mean, it's probably not a shit ton to him, but also Trump doesn't have a lot of money, does he? He's just kind of like assets wealthy, I thought. He's not like hella cash. He's not like rolling, right? Yeah, he'll have to sell. I mean, he'll probably milk his constituents. That's what I would assume, just like he's done for everything else. Like, the country's going for me. Yeah, he's not liquid. Okay, he's not liquid and his assets are overblown, so he's really not worth as much. Okay, cool. That's it. I mean, literally not just judgment aside, just facts. I didn't know. I didn't really I was familiar with his name, but I didn't know who the fuck he was until he ran for president because I just don't run in those circles. It's next to impossible to have a billion in cash. Damn. He's been business bankrupt 3 times in New York. There should be a point where you're not allowed to have business anymore if you keep going bankrupt. That's crazy. That's the point. Remember Cohen's testimony to Congress was to inflate the value of his assets to secure loans, which he never paid, then deflate the value to avoid taxes. Fuck, it's such a long play. It's so crazy. Rinse and repeat, literally, right? Gross. It's disgusting. It is. It's so wild, man. Wild. And it might be hella ignorant of me to say. Call me out. But if taxes worked correctly, like billionaires wouldn't exist, right? Maybe, like theoretically, it might be a lot harder to be one. Like if you're rich, you can pretty much get away with anything because fines just punish the poor. It's true. There was a statistic about that a few years ago. It was oh god, it was like if I think it was Bezos they were talking about. I can't remember, one of the bajillionaires. And it was like, if Bezos committed murder, it would be more fiscally responsible of him just to buy the courts than to go to court. Which is crazy. Dude, I don't think there'd be things claiming themselves as churches. Fact check. Trump has declared bankruptcy bankruptcy 4 or 6 times. You've taken business bankruptcy 6 times. On occasion, 4 times. We use certain laws that are there. Trump's companies have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, which means a company can remain in business while wiping away many of its debts. What? The bankruptcy court ultimately approves a corporate budget and a plan to repay remaining debts. Often, shareholders lose much of their equity. Trump's Taj Mahal opened in April of 1990 in Atlantic City, but six months later, quote, defaulted on interest payments, so bondholders as this is so hard for me to read because these words are just I don't know what anything means. Um, Bondholders, as his finances went into a tailspin, the Washington Post Robert O'Harrow found. In July 1991, Trump's Taj Mahal filed for bankruptcy. He could not keep up with the debts on either 2 other Atlantic City casinos, and those 2 properties declared bankruptcy in 1992. A 4th property, the Plaza Hotel in New York, declared bankruptcy in 1992 after amassing debt. You shouldn't be, I mean, it's obvious you can't run a business, right? Like, should there be a time when the government's just like, you should go work for someone else now because you're not doing well. I don't. Goddamn, those cockroaches. They keep like, and it freaks me out. Yeah, I agree. There should be a number of times you get to fail. Like, you could fail maybe, like, kind of fail once or twice, but like 4 to 6? People like this don't get charged much interest from banks on their loans, even so they're less than taxes would be, and they still default on the loans and do terribly. Oh, loans are not taxed, and since leaving your assets alone constantly means its value continues to raise, you have what is the unlimited money glitch. Wow. We're doomed, right? Like, unless you're a bajillionaire, like, you're just kind of. He got oh my god, he got the Rosebud cheat code on The Sims. Shut the fuck up. Rosebud and Motherload. Been there, done that. He's a white man. He gets unlimited chances to succeed and add all the money onto that. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's disgusting. And he's one of those that he's going to bathe in that privilege. Our economy is a house of cards that's starting to topple. It feels that way very much so. This is why I keep saying late stage capitalism. This shit can't go on. I don't think it's late stage. I think it's like maybe if late stage is the toppling, it's like a mix. It's definitely the toppling of the card tower because it's just not. I mean, I don't know if it ever did work. I think they were just able to kind of fake it for a bit. I don't know. Now, it's not realistic that things continue to appreciate in value forever. Government and corporate do disgusting things to constantly increase the values. True. I mean, isn't that the stock market? Isn't that why the stock market is there? Is to create false inflation, false deflation, so they can fuck with money, fuck with our money. Isn't that kind of why it still exists? Like they can just, we need things to be more expensive. Go fuck it with the fuck. Yes, and forever inflating values on real estate, definitely, yeah. COVID and the essential and fucking cars. COVID and the essential workers is starting to open people's eyes, I think. 100 Oh my god, Bobalicious. I can't remember who I was listening to talk about this the other day. Maybe it was Philip DeFranco or something. It was one of those news channels. But they were talking about how some businesses are trying to how do you say it? Like lower their workforce numbers by requesting only certain people go back to the office because they have a feeling that person will quit. And so then they don't have to fire them. It's super fucked up. Dude, amen. They pull from the bottom box and put them back on top. You're right, Rod. Nothing can increase every year. All the money possible in perpetuity, excuse me. But that's the attitude we run with. It's literally insane why we see cycles of crashes. Yeah. Yeah. Naughty Dog's laying people off. Every single game of the year of theirs is hugely profitable and they're still laying people off. That's how, I mean, there's been layoffs at like EA and shit like that. And I'm like, my dudes, there's no way you don't have money. Like, you can't do this anymore. You can't try to convince us you don't have money and that's why you're laying people off. We know your role. Like, people, EA is The Sims, right? How fucking popular is The Sims? I guarantee people are still buying The Sims, right? Oh my God, this sun. Whoa. People are still buying it. People are still playing it. There's a million add-ons all the time. Like, it unionization needs to happen. It's crazy. Dude, Tank, when I was working at Hopkins, I remember we would have to go to little seminars to learn nefarious union language in case someone was trying to unionize. It was crazy. Versus the West Coast, everything's unionized. Like, every hospital I ever worked at was unionized. That's like people are addicted to their Apple products, but Apple's one of the world leaders in disposable tech. Look at their AirPods. When the batteries die, they're done. Dude, batteries on AirPods expire after about a year. It's kind of disgusting. Epic just fired 800 people. Whoa. They have the money printer Fortnite, true. My argument is Heinz declared bankruptcy when a company has a product in just about every household and on every restaurant table and it has to file for bankruptcy. There's a problem with the system. Yeah. You could apply that to like farmers. Like, humans must have vegetables and food. And like, farmers barely fucking scrape. And it's like, I kind of think about that. Like, don't they get subsidies and stuff like that from the government because they literally can't make it on their own? That shouldn't be a thing. The people buying the vegetables should be forced to pay more. They should be forced to pay what those fucking people are working. Hold on, I pulled up. There was a couple. Is yours the one with the zombie on it? I pulled it up and then pulled it over, and now I can't remember if I pulled over the right one. Yeah, this is the Price's Layoffs one. Best sabbatical. Jesus. Wait, I got shit canned for being an organizer. Got a ULP and chilling on it. Yep, I know people who literally work for unions now because they were those people. Like, good for you. I mean, it sucks, but good for you. That's the zombie. Okay, good. So fucking immediately. Dude, that was great. They're amazing. Or a subscribe or whatever the fuck YouTube is. I'll give you guys the link in case you want to also follow. Or if I'm the only person in the world that didn't know about the Gymquisition. The Gymquisition, is that how you say it? I didn't know, but man, huge fan. They're funny as fuck, but damn, she cut. Like, she cut, like, a fine fucking blade. That was beautiful. Horizon. Dude, Horizon had so much potential, but man, I have never clicked through more voice acting story in a game. And by click through, I mean I didn't listen to any of it. I couldn't listen to literally any of it, but it was so beautiful and the concept of it was so fucking cool. But man, the story and the voice acting, like the story that I made up in my head about the game was better than the story they were feeding me via the characters, I guess. Oh, they are a huge wrestling fan. They try to understand Steph puts a lot in the notion of kayfabe. What's kayfabe? This is very much a character she plays. Dude, good for her. That's fucking dope. No, Forbidden West. Is that what she was just playing? I think I watched Zach play that one. Hold on. It looked super familiar. The creepy puppets looked really familiar to me, and I just no. I just forgot. What the fuck is it called? Wow, my brain just died. It started thinking about puppets again. Forbidden West. Or don't. Or not. Bitch, I will murder you. I just wanted to Google it, and it's coming up with all these other games. That's not what I looked for. Oh, that's the second Horizon Zero Dawn. I didn't even know the fucking name of it. That's so bad. I didn't even know the name of it. I want to you know what, honestly, depending that game is probably like a $60 to $80 game, right? Cuz it was console only at first. I'd rather spend that money on the Lego, like the huge like long neck thing. I think they're the same price, and I think I'd get more enjoyment out of the Lego. Is that sad? It was just so like Hi Void, how are you, love? I played the fuck out of it. Dude, Z-Bot on it was the gameplay. The gameplay was great, the character was great, like all the for the most part, most of the weapons, if I remember correctly, I really liked. Some of them were kind of pointless, but I enjoyed it a lot. It was just like I clicked through all the fucking dialogue so fast. Keeping kayfabe means the actors that play these characters never break character. Dude, that's talent. I could never do that. Dude, the Lego sets, I mean, I did that one BB-8, and that's probably one of the coolest things I've ever got to do. That was my first Lego set, though, so I don't know. I was super excited for nothing. It is. See, Bubblicious knows it's addicting and so expensive. Like, I haven't done another Lego thing because I simply cannot afford them. They are crazy expensive, but that BB-8 was a gift from ages ago. Ages, but they are super fun, and it's, I don't know, the vast majority of these days actually have, like, I got resin on my fingy. Yucky. Like, interactive parts, I guess? Like, you know, my BB-8 has the little lighter that comes out of his belly, and he rolls, and it comes with a mini BB-8, which was fucking cute. The Star Destroyer looks fucking amazing. My dream is the Death Star. The huge, like, I think it's like $800 or something. You know, when I'm rich and famous. Oh, Bubblicious, that's fucking so gay in the best way ever. That's precious. If you resell Lego brick sets, you can outperform most investment funds. Lego bricks? Oh my god, that's beautiful. That's kind of beautiful. We had Legos as a kid, but I'd never had like a designated Lego set. We would go, you know, to like thrift shops or the Goodwill or whatever and buy like a bucket of some kids' Legos who had gone to college or whatever. So it wasn't a set, but we had Legos. Like we had like Legos and Lincoln Logs or whatever they were, but I never had a set of them. We just had like all the shit pieces. But we made shit. I used to make like a wall around myself all the time. And then my brothers would crush it because they were douches. Are douches, I should say. Lego, there's a lot of space too. That's another thing. Like once you're done building them, what do you do with them? Where do you put them? You got to have shelves or some shit. Yeah, they're huge. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like even if I could afford the Death Star, it's like, oh, it's not that big. It's probably like this big around when you're done with it. It's huge. and heavy as tits. But I mean, oh my god, how much fun would that be? Oh my god. When you're trying to get a color match at Sephora. This is beautiful. I love her. I gotta get rid. She's still looking at me. Oh, I love Avery so much. That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, David. I get a couple sets each Christmas. Guess we were rich, not poor at least. I mean, that's pretty sick. Well, how many siblings did you have? There was always like 6 in the house at a time, so I kind of understand why my parents couldn't shell that kind of shit out because, not that it has to be fair, but I'm sure most parents are like, we try to make it fair between the kids, and like, that's a lot of money. There's a lot of kids. We got a lot of shared gifts, or like every year, like my uncle and my dad would get together and they would decide on a gift they were gonna get for every child of this generation, like every single kid. So like one year we all got BB guns, one year we all got dirt bike gear, like all Fox sets. One year we got laser pointers. One year we got Talkin' Bubba. If anybody out there was that redneck that you had a motherfucking Talkin' Bubba, this bitch did. We had Talkin' Bubba at one point. Jesus, got on a dick. Fuck, bitch. I shall be haunted by October forever. DJ, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the class 11, giving a fucking ace swings.
63 months. Jesus, fuck on a dick. That's a long time. I appreciate you.
One older brother, you both like Lego. That's dope. I don't know. I don't think none of my siblings and I don't really like my little sister Sarah and I are pretty fucking close, but the rest of us aren't because we're all like 4 years apart. So even if my brothers were into Lego, by the time I was into Lego, they were like trying to be cool. You know what I mean? So Lego wasn't cool anymore. My mom kept a ledger to make sure things were always fair between the kids. I'm sure my mom did something very similar, to be honest. Because how many brothers and sisters did you have? I have 8 total, but we're really spread out. So there was usually only like 4 to 6 of us. Like I think 6 was the max amount of us that lived at home at one time. We never all lived at home at one time because my two older sisters are so much older than me. Like they were late teens by the time I was born. But yeah, same. My mom, like, even though we had no idea, we were kids. So a lot of time it was like, if the box isn't big, it's not a huge present. It could be like something this big that was a bajillion dollars to us, like really expensive. But yeah. Oh no shit. 4 brothers. I'm the only girl. So there was the wedding fund that got held against me. That's amazing. Honestly, I love Lego as a 35-year-old woman. And I did my first Lego set a few months ago. That shit was super fun. What? Do you guys have to go outside? Do you guys have to go outside? Hi, Bubba. You want Cub? Say hi. Dude, reasonable. It's not all from one dad. I have one of those fucked up mixed families. Like, I think the max was 4. My bio dad had 4. My stepdad had 3. And then there's Josh and Katrina, Ryan, Zach. Thank you. One, nuh-uh, hold on. No, stop, hold on. One of them comes from 6, so maybe that's more. Yeah, we just like, my mom collected, I guess. I don't know. We're all from different. It's all fucked up. I really enjoyed making that BB-8. It was super fun. The instructions, you're old when you get excited about instructions. Lego has the best instructions. Like, everybody in the world needs to take instructions from Lego on how to make instructions. Their instructions are so perfect. Like, it's even for someone as ADD as myself, it is bar impossible to fuck up. And that is oh my God, they're phenomenal. even with the most complicated parts, like I remember I for the BB-8 we built the balls, I think, like 2 halves, but then you had to build all the mechanism in the middle that makes the little lighter come out and stuff. And I was terrified. It was so easy. Like it was the motor and shit was arguably the easiest part. The rest was harder. So Trick has developed this fun new habit. If he needs to go potty and I don't like go out with him right away, he chews on the legs of my chair. Not like hard. I feel him like dragging his teeth on the foot, like I outside. Go potty. You're chewing on my chair. I can feel you. Okay. Well, I don't know if we'll get to Amanda today, man. We're gonna fucking play that game this week, but damn, time flew. I've also forgot it was therapy day. That was probably on me. But you guys are very distracting today. Yeah, you. I see you, boo. Shaking that tail. Shaking that ass. What? You wanna go outside? What do you give me? What do I get? What do I get? Love? Love? Unconditional dog breath? You had puppy breath at one time and it was wonderful. You need your teeth brushed. You need your teeth as brushed, Bubba. Those look gross. This is my poodle. He says hello. Yes, a good boy. Alright. Holy dick, a fart. Okay. Quick break, my dudes. Stretch your dicks and your clits and your non-binary bits and all the things, and I'll be back in a few. That video was great. The screen glare is going to murder me forever, but this is just our life. That's why you have the other one. I left my dogs outside, so that'll be fun. I was gonna cover the monitor that's doing. Not you. There we go. Let me focus. This species is pretty vicious. Yeah, I use all sorts of shit to make the tanks. Whenever I get a new tarantula, I make them on stream, the tanks, because I'm kind of into it. It's kind of a thing. But yeah, I just use anything. Like a lot of that's just a rune set that I didn't have that was complete anymore, and a bunch of stuff from like resin fails. And it gives them shit to web on. But this is actually a species. You will see him when he turns around. That's his ass right there. He's got a red fuzzy ass, and the rest of him is dark blue. But they don't web that much. They don't web like at all. All right. So every time I feed one of my guys a cockroach, I say "fuck the chordoma" because that's what Vissy's tumor in her head was called a few years back, and I truly believe magic is real. Maybe not hungry. Just kidding. Next. What do you mean by active? Well, you can really see her in this. Kind of. Yeah, they're most well. So tarantulas, like spiders in general, their eyesight is terrible. Like they really can't see very well, and so the way that they sense their entire world is by vibrations and by feeling it. So that's why tarantulas are super super fuzzy. But unfortunately, because of that, if there's ever someone walking around or picking up their enclosure or something, they sense it and they tend to go kind of like freak out mode, like, oh shit, something's gonna try to kill me, you know? So but yeah, they're all nocturnal. Nighttime usually is when they're active. That's usually when they do all their webbing and shit is at nighttime, yeah. Vote for removal is happening right now. Oh shit, I'm very excited. Let's see. This girl usually is not a very good eater. We'll see. Really? Not today? Look at that threat pose. Nope, she hates it. All right, not today. Also in the wintertime, they tend to go into hibernation and they stop eating as much, unfortunately. So I still try, but I get a lot of fails. This girl's right up top. She's literally right there. She got it. This is a high Weber, so you can't really see it. I've never been bit ever. I have never ever been bit, but I have had them crawl over me on accident. But no, I've never been bit before. Yeah, so this species, this is obviously an arboreal species, and they live in trees and they spin like their little web tunnels. But unfortunately, that means I don't really see much of her, but she's in there. That's her sack of tunnel. Um, avicularia, pink toe. This one is another one we probably won't see, but I grabbed her because I need to feed her. This is one of my most beautiful spiders, arguably, and I don't just say that because we never see her. Unfortunately, she's another one that lives underground, so this is all I see. Is just a giant hole in the ground. So if you've ever heard me talking about my spiders before, this is the species that in nature she would dig a 7 meter tunnel underground and live in it for her whole life. She's a Ornithoctinae or Ariotibialis is her species name, otherwise known as the Thailand golden fringe. But they're gorgeous and they just down there. I just never see her, so I throw a bug down. She always eats it. She's a good eater, but she never ever comes out. I have around 40-ish. I have to listen. Hold on. Yep, she got it. Um, I listen for a crunch. It's so gross. I have around 45. I had a few turn out as males, so I try to give those away because males die like super early in life, which is super sad. Um, but let me think. I've got one. Let me just count them. One. So behind me is where they all are. This is where a lot of them are. I have one, two, three, five, six. I think I have 42 tarantulas and two spiders right now. I'm feeding them roaches. Disgust of major disgust. They are so disgusting. We much hate them. They're so gross. But I do love to watch them die. All right. This is one of my super rare little babies. You never get to see her. She's right there. This is a spider, not a tarantula. But I have two of them and they're like my preciouses. I have to find something smaller for her to eat. There's her old grasshopper, disgusting. But up until the early 90s, they thought this species, it's a velvet spider. Google velvet spider, super cute. But they thought these guys were extinct. You can see in this camera actually that pink webbing. They spin with their ass, literal like pink cotton candy webbing. Thought they were extinct until they found one in Greece and then they like saved some state land and recovered the species. It was really cool. I'm pulling boring ones first. The basically the fossorial ones we don't see out, which sucks. So this species, the top one is a blue fang tarantula. Oh God, let me think of the name. Hold on. Ephobopus cyanognathus, scientific name. These are just species that dig holes and you just never see them, so we really don't see the spiders. But I know they're hungry because I've seen their legs. And then the one underneath is a Chinese fawn tarantula. Oh God, what's this? It's a Chilobrachys guangiensis. Is this one? And this is another species. You can actually see that tunnel. This is another species that would dig underground and live there its whole life. But damn that Go XLR. Get out of there. He built this. She built this. I really hope she's a girl, but she built this. I did not build this crazy contraption of a hole. It's in here. Like I built the enclosure. They do this. This is what I'm saying. Like spiders do the coolest shit. But I saw her feet out earlier, so she's probably hungry. I think I got a spider hair on my wrist. It itches. Damn it. Down with the cordomas. Watch for the fastness. It always scares me, but usually she'll come out. Or not. Oh, she got it. So basically, tarantulas, they're actually pretty much super delicate pussies, for lack of a better word. And because of that, you can never just leave food in their enclosure. You have to make sure it's eaten or you have to remove it. So with animals like this, I just sit in complete silence. Like I don't have my earbuds in right now, and I listen for the crunch because these spiders are big enough to make an audible crunch. So when I throw the food down, I listen for crunch, crunch, and then I know they got it. It's yeah. Another one, but this is this. I actually this spider's called the penis crunch, the penis spider. But she's beautiful. She's actually neon orange. Heavy Weber. There's her leg. She's very vicious. So I'm gonna grab her food. Hold on. Vicious meaning just aggressive. She's a little killer. Yeah. Good eater though. And these cockroaches are juicy. Down with the chordoma. These are dubias, by the way. These are dubia roaches. Chordoma is the name of a brain tumor that almost killed one of my best friends in the whole world. There's her beauty. God, she's pretty. Wish I could give you a better angle, but I'm going to try to get her to come up here for her food. And it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Okay. Tarantula threat pose before she finds out it's a cockroach and eats it. I love you, Vissy. There's a better focus. You can see her fangs. But cockroaches have a really terrible habit. It's underway, current voting, alphabetically. Okay, so the voting's I heard it was going on. Oh, I'm so nervous, excited. Oh, I'm nervous, excited. There she goes. She found the roach. See how she smacks it really hard? She wants to knock it out. That's what she's doing. She'll knock it out and then. All right. That's penis spider. She's pretty good size. But like I said, this is their life. This is how they survive because they're wieners. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. They're big babies. You don't want to leave food in there ever. If you have a spider, like make sure it's eaten. Make sure they get it. And if you just don't see it gotten, you just check in 24 hours. And if it's not gotten, you get it. I'm gonna keep that. Two funnel web spiders here, nosy, but they're very poisonous and can't obviously handle them. But they're similar. Gotta watch them eat first. Yep, I think I have spiders too. This is a little girl. She's right there. If you Google velvet spider, you can see what she actually looks like. She's a fucking phenomenal, cool spider. But they actually eat a lot more often too, which sucks. Okay. Next. She's in the back. Of course she is. This right meal is a violet tree spider. This is a Vile Mo, named after my boy Vile. And she molted recently, so I don't know if she'll eat or not, but we'll see. Down with the chordoma. What a wiener. And I'll keep an eye on her. All the arboreal species. Oh, wait. This is the first vote in 113 years on a motion to vacate someone from the House majority speakership. And based on reporting, he's going to lose. Oh, I'm very excited. That gives me such a weddy. I can't even tell you. Here's a boy. There's so much web. This was Vissy Spider, but no longer because he turned into a boy and we hate boys. Because boy tarantulas only live for about 2.5 to 3 years, whereas oh my god, there's a little baby cockroach in here, cute. Female tarantulas live for upwards of 35. So I'm just not in the habit of burying crazed spiders. You not hungry, bro? I'd open it more, but it's literally destroying his enclosure for me to do it. But you got a good takedown. He grabbed it. Thanks. Beautiful species, but fuck, dude. Boys, they're leggy. They suck. They just die. This little lady might be ready to eat. She's right there. It's so hard. These are really hard. I really want to rehouse her when I can afford new enclosures. But you can see she's beautiful and very big, but you might be able to see her actually take it down. Most tarantulas just hide. I mean, unless it's nighttime and they know no one's looking, they mostly just hide. Oh, yeah. She hungry. She just struck at me. It's so dark, man. I really wish I could someday. It just is laying on its back frozen because it's a fucking bastard. They're bastards. I know. We feeds you. It's okay, wee baby girl. We're just here for you. She senses it. Yeah, spiders are pussies. I think she just grabbed it. God damn it. Yep, she pulled it into her tunnel of danger. Baby girl, you're sweet. Her name's Velma, by the way. Well, I heard you say how many spoons you have, and he said, "Well, I'm never going there." Tell him, good. You're not invited. Two more that I never ever see. These are actually mystery tarantulas. But I never see them because they live underground. Get the web. All the tunneling. I don't know. These fossorial species, man. These ones are ones I just check later. I never ever, like, it sucks, but I mean, you live and you learn, right? Fossorial species, you won't see them. But every living thing deserves a go or whatever. Yeah, she's right. This is another one. She's right there, and that's just like it literally mystery. So because I'm insane, Vissy, no shit. Happy 420, by the way. Um I believe it was Fear Not Tarantulas. They had a special going where they would basically what happens is when you breed baby spiders, you know how microscopic they are. They get out sometimes, and so as the shop finds them around the shop, they sell baby tarantulas that are called a mystery. And they're like, we don't know what it is. If we found it on the ground, like that's what they'll tell you. They're like, we either found it on the ground or the ceiling. So then you kind of get an idea of how it's going to live, but you get them super cheap. And I got like two of them or something way back in the day. No clue what they are. That's what the molt looks like. There's some sort of red tarantula, right? It's kind of fun because I've got to see them grow up, but I still couldn't tell you what they are because they're always fucking underground. Down with the cordomas. Like seriously, I never see these. I just throw food in and hope. They're not OBTs. I don't think so, because I have a couple OBTs, and OBTs are way more orange. These are more like chestnut. They're like a chestnut brown, and they just dig these super intense underground shits. There, I got the cockroach. Bye-bye, bro. I don't know, though. I mean, there's so many brown tarantulas, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a Ceratogyrus. They're both definitely Ceratogyrus, but I have no idea what species. None. This is another one that turned out to be a boy, and I'm really sad about it. This is Steven. He's right there. You can actually see his fucking hooks. Ugh, I'm so upset about it. I have 2 of these, thankfully, but this is Steven. Schroderi. Is it Tleotocotl Schroderi nowadays? Oh, I have a Darlingi. This is not her. Actually, that's Vissy, new Vissy spider. New Vissy spider is a little Darlingi. My little darling Darlingi. Hold on, let's feed Steven. My bastard. I hate boys for many reasons. They die really fast, but also they don't eat. They kind of starve themselves for sex, and I fucking hate it. I have a hunger. Steven threat pose. I love a boy. We love a boy. They're really pretty, but God, I hate boys. Okay, so look really closely. She's actually out, which never happens. She's on the back wall. Do you see her? That is, you can actually see her horn. You see her little tiny horn on her back. This is Vissy Spood. But look at that webbing. This is what I live with. So every time I open it, I feel like I'm destroying her world. I feel like such an asshole. And she's a baby. Like, she's not that old. I need a sacrifice. Sacrifice. Big. You're good. There's a lot of baby cockroaches in here. I think they had babies. The cockroach is like pre-tied up in her shit. I didn't want her to crawl out. There she goes. Look at her. Look at her go. Dude, she's a warrior. Look at her go. So this is one of my absolute favorite creatures in the whole world. Literally a horned baboon tarantula. They have a fucking unicorn horn in the middle of their carapace, and no one knows why. This is the new Vissy spider. Hopefully not a boy. We're praying for girls. Look how gorgeous. I mean, seriously, and it's always the species that live underground. They're so beautiful. But yeah, no one knows why they have that horn. It's just like a crazy, crazy thing of nature, you know? Look at her. She's a warrior. Warrior princess Vissy spider. She's fucking gorgeous. I only have one, and I'm just, please be an adult. Please, please grow up. Please, please. This enclosure is a really good example though of an enclosure I put a lot of hard work into, and she just said fuck you. I had a whole like it looked like a Buddhist graveyard kind of. I had all these little Buddhas of various like stone types set up and a water dish and everything, and she said, "Nope, I'm good." And she did this. Like these are fake fall leaves and stuff. Like I had a whole thing. She's doing the happy dance. She is. So a happy dance for those who don't know. Oh, is she gonna pull it down her hole? She's pulling it down. Yeah, she's going down the secret tunnel. She's gonna pull him down the tunnel. A lot of spiders will start to kind of spin in a circle when they catch something delicious, and it's because they're laying a web down so ants don't come steal their food, and so their food can't get away. See how she's pulling him down the hole though? She's like, "Not today, motherfucker. Bye bye." Fucking cool, huh? And what's one of the most interesting things to me is tarantulas innately know where the head of their prey is, and they almost always bite the head first. So then it can't hurt them. Because tarantulas, like other than their carapace, where her little horn is, they're like a wet tissue paper water balloon. They're super delicate. They pop really easily. So they try to stay away from all the sharp parts, which is why she keeps her ass back and she holds that tarantula between those fangs and she keeps crunching him, dude. I gotta keep an eye on her, make sure she doesn't accidentally back up out of the enclosure. But look at those fangs, dude. Look at her fangs. Holy shit. Fucking vicious mama right there. No, this is not. Nope. This is actually an African baboon species. Right? Pretty sure they're baboons. Yeah, mine wait a while to work out what direction the body is going. Yes, and they go for the head. It's fucking amazing. Nope, you do not want to get tagged by her. So, there's two kind of like families. Yep, she's doing the dance. There's two like families of tarantulas, New World and Old World. Old World means they come from basically anywhere that isn't America. New World, America. And Old World tarantulas tend to have a lot more potent venom. Now, there is no such thing as a deadly tarantula in the world. They don't exist, unless you have a predisposed condition or something. But it can fucking hurt. They'll never bite you and thinking you're food. They'll only bite you if you like accidentally fucking sit on one or something. But like you don't want to get in touch with those fangs right there. She would fuck you up. Dude, look, she found the head and she's crunching. She's trying to find the angles between the armor on the cockroach to crunch the head. It's wild. They have one brain cell, my dude. One. Yeah, they have the happy spins. It's precious. They lay a little picnic basket when they get excited. Or a picnic basket, a picnic blanket. But she's not too big. You can see in this camera kind of just like hand for scale. She's a baby. I don't want to scare her. But she's a baby. She'll probably, I think they get 6 to 7 inches across. Nuh-uh. I saw a guy have a video poking an OBT. It got him and he cried like a bitch. Good. Done it. It would just hurt. Unless you had like a predisposed heart condition or something where like the effect of pain making your heart rate go up could give you a heart attack. Like, that's obviously really not the spider doing it. But there's no deadly tarantula in the world. So it would just hurt. Most tarantula, like all the tarantulas from America, for the most part, correct me if I'm wrong, the Americas, meaning South America and North America, their bites are about as strong as a bee sting. Like literally, sometimes not even. Nope. What I've heard is that baboon species and the Poecilotherias, I have one Poecilotheria, their bite makes your muscles ache really bad, makes you break out in sweats, and basically just like pain so bad that basically if you go to the hospital, they'll just put you in a medical coma until the venom works through. There's nothing they can do about it because it's not deadly. It just hurts so bad you'd rather be in a coma, Look at her trying to pull it into her hole. She's so pissed it doesn't fit. She's like, I don't get it. Come with me. Come with me and you'll see there's a world of pure imagination. Death. There's death. Oh my god, yeah, and then there's that fucking spider. The Brazilian wandering spider gives you a painful erection. Those are wild. Yeah, she's absolutely one of my she's one of my preciouses. I love her. She's just so unique. Like that black spot in the middle of her carapace, that's a horn. And it just keeps growing as she grows. And that is fucking cool. There's two spiders. One is there's like a straight horned and then just a horned. She's just the horned because if you see it kind of goes back kind of like a shark fin. And then there's one where the horn goes straight up. But they're the only two and no one knows why. I know they're boner spiders. Perma boners. The Brazilian wandering one, yeah. Dude, right, Clara? And it's crazy. It's so different. So look at if you look in this camera, the side camera, these enclosures are the same size and they have the same size spider in them. But this one's 3 years old. No web at all. Some spiders don't web at all. Some of them tunnel. So you can kind of see that bitch. She's up on the wall right there. She's ready for food now. But it really just depends on the species. Tarantulas that are fossorial or they live underground the vast majority of their life, like they dig a tunnel, they tend to be really heavy webbers because not only does it line the tunnel so that dirt doesn't fall on them and make them dirty, but also tarantulas and spiders have, well, tarantulas, I'm just going to say tarantulas. Tarantulas have horrific eyesight. So if you see in front of her horn, there's like a dark patch on her carapace, you can every once in a while see a little shine. So she's got two big eyes that are flanked by three little eyes on each side for peripherals, but they are basically pointless. So the only way that they can interpret their environment is by vibrations. So in the way that bats interpret their environment with sonar, spiders interpret their environment by feeling. So the more web they can spread, the more safe they feel in their environment because it's like they can see. It's like having the lights on, if that makes sense. The spider's alive. The cockroach. There's the happy dance. If you see her butt go up and down, she's laying a picnic web. This one's rear horned. The Marshalli is the straight horned. Thank you. Darlingi, rear horned. Marshalli, straight horned. There you go. And what she's doing now, this is called the happy dance. But when they catch their prey, they oftentimes, if you see her spinnerets on her butt, they're moving like wild. She spins a special thick mat of web directly under her that not only keeps her safe from ants that might steal her prey or try to pull her apart, but it also keeps it so her prey can't get away. And we call it their little happy dance because they've got their food. See those spinnerets go? They're like fingers, dude. It's amazing. And those spinnerets are very, very delicately laying the web exactly where the fuck she wants it. It's amazing. She's a true beauty. I love those bands on her legs, man. And she's not one of the most prized in the world because they literally they're not, bright blue or they don't have a starburst on their back, but I mean, come on now. Oh, she found the head. Sear fangs go into its face. Oh my god, she's right. Yep. And it's dead. Oh no, she's super small. Yeah, I don't want to put my finger in there because she's not the nicest, but if you look in this side cam, there's my finger. Let's see. Here we go. Fingernail for scale. Nope, she is, if I had to guess, she's probably 2.5 inches across. Nah, she's a baby. I don't even think she's not even a year old yet. Yeah, she's a baby. She got its head. Now the tarantula is definitely dead. I mean, not the tarantula, the cockroaches. I mean, it's having throes of life, but it's yeah, me too. The Webbers, they just amaze me. And she's got tunnels too. Like obviously you can see that, but I can see them all along the sides. You can see one over there. Like, no shit. You can see a Buddha, right? In this cam, that's one of the Buddhas, and that's her water dish. And that's a good 1.5 inches of dirt. Oh yeah, Clara. I already tried to feed some of the big girls. I have a lot of very actually dwarf species. This isn't a dwarf species, but as far as I remember, I don't believe they get enormous, the Darlingis. But like for instance, the one I was showing you, this girl right here. This is a full grown tarantula right here. I'll show you her. Let's say goodbye, Vissy Spooge. She's so beautiful. We love her so much. Bye, Vissy Spooge. You're so beautiful. We love you so much. Thank you for please being female. this little lady, this is not a Weber, obviously. This is not a Weber, obviously, but this is a Pteranopelma sazami, I believe is the scientific name. They are the Brazilian blue beauty or something like that, but they only get this big. So let me find a cockroach. Hold on. You look like a great size. Come here. Come here. Come here. Got a little something on you. You want a little bite? So yeah, this is a full-grown tarantula in this enclosure, and like for scale, that's my hand. See that shit? So this is what a tarantula does when it's a little pissed off. This is called a threat pose. And the bottoms of their feet are actually rainbow, like spilled oil. So when the light hits it, they look a lot bigger and scarier than they really are. But I'm going to put my finger against the enclosure. That's how big she is. So remember how I told you I had a species of tarantula that comes to the edge of the enclosure to very kindly take their food from me every time? That's this one. But they're gorgeous. And if you've ever heard of a green bottle blue, they are kind of like the poor man's green bottle blue. They are a dwarf species. Like I said, I'm trying to move it so you can see her, but you can see that gem blue with the red butt. It's almost identical to a green bottle blue, but they don't get very big. Like she is full grown. This is a full grown tarantula. So they can be all sorts of sizes. I think the Goliath bird eaters are the biggest species, and they can get like 11 inches across, but they're one of the most docile species. Like they're really kind of chill. So yeah, this she gonna munch it and tear it apart and rip it and tear it into her little tunnel of danger. But notice no webbing at all, and she doesn't do a happy dance. This is one of my favorite species ever, and for some reason they're considered boring. But this is the Nicaraguan curly hair, also known as the Tilotocatl albilosus, I think. But that's her right there, and they are so fuzzy. And they're really good eaters, so we should get a good takedown. Who's next? Who wants to die? Not you, chat. Come here. It's you. You want a little bite? All right, are you ready? She's a pretty good eater. Shit. What happened? Oh, I opened her lid. There you go. Down with the Cordoma scum. Really? She grabbed it. Oh, there we go. Someday, I'm gonna get a good mic to stick in there so you guys can hear the fucking crunch that happens when she gets her bugs. Holy crap. It's like a one mouth, like sticking 3 Doritos in your mouth at the same time. Jay, I'd totally throw you a wormsies. They've got this really pretty like rose gold sheen to their fuzz, which I think is pretty, but their baby. This is also another baby. New World, so from Mexico. Not that harmful, but you can get these for free from almost everywhere in the world. Daydream, that's actually a really good question. Do you have to keep the temp in your room regulated for all of them? Are they roughly healthy around the same temp, or do some of them like different temps? So that's a really good question because some people assume that all bugs really like hot temps. The majority of tarantulas will prefer hot temps, but actually there's a shit ton that don't. The general rule is if you're comfortable, they're comfortable. So keeping your house around 70, 72. You don't want your house to go below 60. Below 60 degrees is where bugs start to die. Like insects, their respiratory system goes into like a dormant state where they're not respirating anymore. But no, the only, how do I put this? The only like unique care, I guess, involved in tarantulas is their humidity. Really, that's probably the most important part because if you have a tarantula, say my little Bartleby right here, who's from Mexico, but from the deserts of Mexico where it's dry, not the jungles, so they're used to a much more like arid environment. If I was to keep her humid, she would get stuck in her molt and die. And the literal opposite can happen with a humid tarantula. If I keep a species that's like a jungle humid tarantula in a really dry environment, they will get stuck in their molt. That's exactly what I do, CJ. I have a little tiny like room space heater for wintertime if it gets fucking freezing, like unbearably. But other than that, room temp, man. And just like with the seasons, they kind of like even being completely indoors, for instance. Where's my boy? So like I just keep my house at like 72, all year round. But even that, your spiders can tell what season it is, and it's crazy. So this is a spider right here, for instance, in this big old fat enclosure. And he is a Brazilian species. He's actually right there. You can see in the side camera. He's in his little tunnel right there. But he buries himself. There's no opening to that tunnel. He buries himself 8 months a year, and it's the exact same 8 months every year. Comes out for a couple, eats a whole bunch, goes back to sleep. Even though I have a temperature controlled house, like that, just the slight temperature differences, they can tell what it is and they kind of do their own natural behavior like they would in the winter, wherever they're from. Brazil, it rains a lot. They have like massive drought seasons, so I'm assuming they bury themselves for that. Literally like a little groundhog spider. I'm not kidding you. I wait every spring for little Greg to come out. This is Greg. He's gorgeous. He's a Brazilian black. Why am I blanking on Brazilian black? I'm gonna feel really stupid if someone says it. Hold on. Brazilian black tarantula, they're very coveted because they're just awesome and they get big and they grow forever. Or they live forever. Oh, come on. Fuck my brain. Who are Oh, come on. I know the weirdest Latin names, but the easy ones is Grammastola pulchra, Grammastola pulchra. I fucking got it. Grammastola pulchra. But yeah, this is an enclosure and he just buries himself. So I mean, I would say they're fairly intuitive. But yeah, like I mean, tarantula keepers, we say this as a joke, but it's real. Tarantulas require and basically want less attention than a cactus. And that's pretty on par. Like the vast majority of tarantulas out there need less water than a cactus, less food, less light, and less heat. They want nothing to do with you. Like they dig their fucking crazy webby shit like this, and they're fine. They do not want you to involve yourself in their life, which is great. Like the reason I care for tarantulas, I have so many, is because I like to travel. In this way, I can literally leave my house for 2 weeks, and they're fine. Another fucking fossorial we probably won't see, but she's right there. This is my most expensive tarantula, actually. Ornithoctininae species South Mindanao, but I think they've been renamed. Super fossorial, super Weber, as you can see, and no matter what I do, throws a threat pose. So I'm just gonna throw a cockroach at her. I know she molted recently. She's very beautiful, though. All these look at these baby cockroaches. Cute. Little babies. She's got like a hut in the very middle of the cage, but if I open it too far, it rips the top off. You know what? I think I just have to throw her food. Fucking she senses it. She's right, like on this back corner. But man, I gotta rehouse her soon. She's so big. A big bitch. I really wish it sucks with these ones. Like you do live and learn, but you're just never gonna see half of them. They dig a hole and that's it. She's right on this side, threat posing a cockroach. Very boring. But boring doesn't mean they don't deserve. McCarthy is out. Shut the fuck up. Cheers. Are you kidding? They literally just voted McCarthy out as speaker. Holy fucking tits. My face is so hot. I cannot even tell you. Like I was sitting here like anxious, like I can't think about it. Like I couldn't think about it. Kevin McCarthy has now been removed as Speaker of the House. The office of Speaker of the House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant for the first time in history. Wow. I retweeted it. Cheers. That's fucking amazing. Oh, Jay. Oh, I'm excited. I will check. And Trump got a gag order. He actually got a gag order. Oh, my dick. I'm going to fucking. Oh, my God. I need something to suck on. Cheers. I know, Glut, didn't he have a gag order that was related to like social media for a while? I feel like I remember like something like that happened where they were like, because he kept slandering someone or something, and they were like, you must stop. Like, you're not allowed this anymore. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you. Just refreshing. How many cockroaches? Okay, we have like 10 minutes. Let me see. This is a cool spider. This is actually, you can see her right there in the side camera. She's actually named after me. Not really, but she is her scientific name is Brachypelma classy. Oh, there she is. She's gorgeous. I believe it's the rose. She's called a rose gray. Rose gray, I believe, is the common name. But the common names are kind of shit. But she's pretty good size. Finger for scale. Much bigger. She's like probably a good 3.5 inches across. But I've had her since she was a itty bitty baby. Come here, cockroach. Down with the. You're huge. You'll be good. About this. I didn't realize that was her ass. God damn it. Fucking spiders. Yeah, he was talking crap about a clerk on social media, and the judge was like, "Not in my court." That's what I thought. Okay, I'll see if she takes it. She's usually a good eater, so she might be getting ready to molt. That's actually one way to know your spider's gonna molt soon, is that they're not hungry when they're normally really good eaters. So we shall see. This is another Sazami. See how they come over to the edge and wait? It's so weird. It's like they know. Little bastard. Not you, the other little bastard. Will do. Ugh, fucking down with the Cordoma. She took it. Jesus Christ. She got it right in the face. Right in the fucking face. Damn. Good job, B. You did it. Yay. Man, I think the sun went away. The sun went away tomorrow. Yeah, the sun went away. It's okay. It's so dark. But she got it. Now she's just sitting there with it in her mouth, so that's nice. Yeah, E. Jean Carroll, that's what I thought. Almost like they have you on a schedule. They kind of, it's very weird, I'm telling you, Kendo. And it's the only species that does it, and it's a dwarf species. Like, this is a full-grown tarantula, and that's how big he is. I've got 2 of these guys, and I think I've got 3 of the Dolichothele diamantinensises, which is another dwarf species that are blue. That's not the right name. Ignore that, please. Reused enclosures. But yeah, not a Weber at all. She's lived in this. There's a little bit of webbing, probably from molting, but she's lived in this for quite some time. It's just interesting how some do this and some don't. But they're all tarantula. So this is the one I was just talking about. This one, they look almost exactly like the Pteranopelma, but they do this. Scientific name, Dolichothele diamantinensis. It's insane. But she's just chilling right there. But look at those colors. Like, tell me that's not nature just fooling with us. Like, she's so pretty. I need a cockroach for you, baby boo. Don't. She's gonna go get it. She's still at Burning Man. I know, right? Literally, they're like rainbow. They're like the color of like gasoline, like all the greens and blues and stuff. She's a cool species. They are. What she does is she actually will tag the roach, like she bites it and then leaves it and waits for it to die, and then she'll go back and get it. Yeah, she's on the hunt. She's just giving us ass now. Let me see if I can find my other one. No, but I got 2 more. Because the spiders never end in this house. This is a silly boy. Christ on a dick. Kind of a big boy. Another one that crawls his little log and waits for his food very delicately, like a nice gentleman. right in the face. This guy's about 4.5 inches too. This is a pretty big, good sized T. I have a new cage planned soon. Oh yeah, that cockroach is just dead. He just annihilated. Oh yeah, she's gorgeous. This is a Brachypelma bome, otherwise known as the Mexican fire leg. And I have 2 of them. The first one, we actually tried to feed the big girl earlier. This is her supposed boyfriend, but I have a suspicion this is a lady. But the girl's name is Azula. And then we just call the boys Snack because they always eat whoever they mate with. But I have a feeling she might be a lady. So I don't know. But yeah, she's super pretty. Super pretty species. I really like Mexican tarantulas. They always tend to be just have very cool like banding colors and different oranges and reds and stuff like that. Brazilian species too, big fan. This is another Mexican species. This is so I have Bartleby and Loki. This is Loki, and the first one we fed was Bartleby. Again, just waiting for food. They know what's up. Let's see who dies next. Who's next? You look great and juicy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Anybody want a bite? Nope. 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 Absolutely not. All right, it's gonna be fast. Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! She's like, nah, bitch. You never fucking chance. Yeah. There she is. Just the other view of her hanging. Dude, Cordomos ain't got no fucking chance in this house. None of that bullshit. I really like this species though, but these are babies, so they're a little bit smaller and they tend to be very frisky. So I have to be gentle with, you know. But yeah, she's gorge. Oh, the crunching is unreal. Someday I'm gonna get a camera for that, or a mic. I'm gonna get one of those ASMR mics to put in my tarantula cages so you guys can hear it because it is epic. Thank you, Loki, for being our awesome today. Disgusting cockroaches. My dudes. It is. It's that time. I can't believe it. But that was good. We just fed like over half my tarantulas in an hour. That was pretty fucking good. The rest of the tarantulas, honestly, are the ones you wouldn't see anyways. I saved them to do on my own because they are pointless. Like, why? They're all fucking underground or they don't eat or something. What happened to my lighting? Whoa. Today was fun though. Therapy was rough. My life's been personally very rough lately, and I can't talk about it yet because I'll just fucking cry. But I appreciate you guys just letting me kind of pretend everything's normal and just hang out on stream and play games because I don't know what I would do without you. Not to get super sappy on y'all, but for real, I just don't. I wouldn't be very okay if I was, You know what's up. I love you guys. I'm gonna raid Zach because he's playing Life is Pi, and I've been listening to him scream about it all day. So I feel like I just have to watch it now. Tomorrow morning, let us gather at the 9 of the a.m. Let us drink coffee for 1 hour, and let us play Amanda the Adventurer all fucking day. Yeah. Maybe beat it, maybe not. I really don't know how long it's gonna take. But Glut gave me advice, not cheating advice, just advice. So I know we'll get further. But yeah. I love you fools. That's it. Make sure to pee after sex and all those things. The important stuff. I'm gonna move tarantulas around now. But I'll save some. Maybe we can feed some on breaks or something if the game gets too scary. I don't fucking